probably 99.
RVD hold this belt.
No, I remember he's only TV champion. He was TV champion for 21 months or something like that.
All
And
right.
when they rebooted
No
ECW,
payoff.
he never.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
No, he did.
He did because he got
Yeah.
arrested.
We are
live
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. We are live right
Okay.
now. So I just want to see.
You want to just test it for
Just
like?
give
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it run for a
Only run
second.
that. Close every other program.
Yeah, well, I gotta run Audacity, so I gotta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then searching your thing, you might have an internal thermometer, and then just kind of if you want to watch that.
All right,
I'm
all
sure
right.
you can
Audio
pull
is going. Let's just go for it and see what happens.
But I can 100% fix that.
All right, everybody. We are live again.
We're gonna try this again.
I don't know. It's saying that we're live on 2 different shows, so YouTube is kind of we broke YouTube. So what happened is the laptop got way too hot and shut off. So if it goes down again, this might be the end of the show for a while because once this laptop is done, your boy's broke and we ain't going any further. So it'd be a lot of saving pennies or possibly trying to fix it and going from there. But so we're gonna give it a shot. Justin Kodak.
Allow.
I don't know. Well, fuck it, we'll show it. All right.
Is it spam or something?
Yeah, he put still gotta fucking send it. So I guess he's man. It's
Kodak.
yeah.
Send it.
Kodak. You can always kick him out.
Yeah.
All right,
so,
let's jump right in the news here.
Yeah, get the news going. And see
So
what
we
happens.
have
Welcome
the
to
Smoke
Tornado
Show
Tag
Scarlet
Podcast.
Bordeaux released from Impact Wrestling.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh yeah, you can't hear anything. Oh, by the way,
What if he did 901?
yeah. So we're here with Jeff. Yeah, it's a. You good?
Yeah, we're good. Can you hear us?
It's like he's the
Is it
champ.
loud?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
So we're here with Jeff. Jeff is so we always talk about going to Farlow's and Austin's dad. So he's here with us. We're super excited to have him here.
Mr. Farlow. if you
Mr.
will.
Farlow's is in the house. And tonight's topic is definitely geared towards you. But so yeah, we're gonna go right into the news. If you're here, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's go for it.
Hopefully, you don't.
Scarlet Bordeaux, the Smoke Show Impact Wrestling released. Killer Cross is in some deep water also with Impact. He
asked for his release.
He did, but he also went on the Petey Williams podcast and kind of broke the no-go rules of Impact. Basically, almost pretty much violated his contract on what he said. Basically,
what did he say?
put everybody's dirty laundry out there and gave,
Killer Cross.
yeah, just basically gave.
See, I'm not familiar with him at all.
Yeah. He's the White Rabbit from Lucha Underground. If you watch it, no. But he just put everybody's business out there like it was nobody's business at all, and he kind of went off the script.
So he's unhappy. They'll probably get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's not paying much. He has to take care of
He's
his
trying
mom or
to
something
get
now.
out of there.
Yeah.
Former
blame
ICW heavyweight champion Adrian Lionheart McCallum dead at 36.
Which is it's starting to look like an apparent suicide.
Yes.
Not familiar with
really?
him. I don't
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
so once again, I know I can't stress this enough. If you're going through some stuff, reach out to a friend, talk to somebody. As someone who goes through that as well myself, I know it's not easy to hear. Just talk to someone. I'm telling you, it trust me, it helps. And if you think you are going through that, there are numbers and everything you can call. Trust me, you are going to be missed. So don't go that route.
NXT releases the Breakout Tournament, which has everybody and their mom from the independent circuit who is up and coming.
All the new signees that have not
Yes,
debuted. Though.
yes.
My mom will not be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which is we were talking about it before the show, and
Yeah.
Dave said not a good idea, but I think it is. I think it's a good way
To an extent, it's a good idea to get them camera time, but at the same time, it's everybody knows who they are. Everybody knows what they can do.
I think you're thinking that as a diehard wrestling fan who watches multiple promotions. I don't think you're thinking as an NXT fan who maybe not even NXT. Like when Aleister Black wrestled his first match when he and Ricochet, the hardcore WWE people had no idea who they were.
So I remember when
true.
Tommy N showed up at the UK tournament.
UK went crazy.
I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, so this is a good way to showcase
But
that.
I can
talent.
understand guys like maybe Shane Strickland, who wouldn't be really well known. Samuel Shaw, Dexter Loomis, another Impact guy.
I mean,
Didn't he fight Michael Myers?
I
That's Dr. Loomis. Sorry.
I only know two of the guys.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Garza Jr. and DJZ both came from Impact, both very talented. Garza Jr. more of a CMLL, AAA,
Yeah.
but he has more than enough capability to be one of the better luchadors on the roster. Everybody's highly awaited the Jordan Miles, ACH, for those who aren't aware of it.
ACH is very good. I know ACH.
Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee, everybody knows who he is. How long was his longest match? 90-some minute man. Or
Trevor Lee's awesome.
Yeah.
His stuff in the super strong style 16 in the UK, that stuff was awesome.
Yeah, I have and really
Is that,
watch
is that
anything by
Hector
him.
Garza's son?
Yes.
Yes.
Very talented.
Actually,
Very
going with
talented.
my shirt, breaking news out of PPW for September, they will have.
You can
Go
announce
ahead.
it. You can announce
Go
it.
ahead.
First off,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
if we're gonna do anything PPW, we're gonna say our own Andy
Andy
Header
Oh yeah.
is actually
Singles
lined
match.
up
How about that?
in a singles
Hey,
match and has a really good opponent
Yeah.
where you're gonna actually showcase some wrestling
Yeah.
ability.
Not goofballness.
Yeah, you're not gonna job out to
Gilbert.
Gilbert. Which, let's be realistic.
At least it was something. It was an attraction.
It was an attraction. It was an attraction, and it shows your versatility as a
Yeah.
performer, that you can do anything that's asked of you. You can go out and do what you got to do. But now this is an opportunity for you to really and showcase the PPW crowd that are super talented,
Yeah,
and then
how about it?
you're not just out there getting smashed and
Yeah.
squashed.
We're still gonna boo you.
And
Yeah,
his name
and
literally translates to butter.
and I just want to say that
Which makes me think of the South Park.
yeah.
Mantequilla.
Do you wait before we make this announcement? You're gonna go change your shirt.
no.
You don't want to change your shirt at all.
But anyway, just and that the ring gear, man, that's you got to get a win for that Scarlet
I know,
Spider gear.
I know.
It's
It has one win.
no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
I won it 3 times. Yeah.
It does not have a win
Ric
yet.
Flair in red trunks.
Yeah, you are the Rick Flat. Your Spider Gwen is your red
I
trunks.
know. It's
So
Jacket's
here's
so cool.
here's my
Woo!
theory. Yeah, here's my theory why the computer crashed. So PPW announced September show, and I'm gonna tell you something right now, partner. Enzo and Cass are in the building. PPW. Are you kidding me? I'm excited.
I'm getting a ticket for that.
It's
Yeah, 100%.
September 21st. And it's called
I don't care.
PPW's, I guess, just 6-year anniversary.
Yes, and not only is it already a star-studded event with having Enzo and Cass there, but you have Rhino.
And probably more if it's a 6-year anniversary. Like for the last show, that Super Show, there they had like 5 people. Probably
Regardless,
more.
say what you want to say
That
about
show's gonna be
Enzo.
rough for me because I'm going to Pittsburgh the following week.
I'll be there, and I'm actually paying for an autograph. I'm getting
You get the VIP package.
yeah, I'm getting the "How you doing" shirt signed by my boys. It's happening.
Don't
I love
forget to cup the balls.
Yeah, listen, you say what you got to say about Enzo and Cass.
See, I like Cass.
He was the most.
I like Cass.
Enzo was the most entertaining thing on Raw and SmackDown, and made 205 relevant on TV.
He really did.
He's great on the. Yes, he needs to work on his wrestling ability.
It's a shame he can't wrestle.
Yeah. He spends 3 minutes in the ring, does his little shuffle thing, and gets out of the ring.
There has been people who do a lot less who are Hall of Famers.
Very true.
Coco Beware.
If Coco Beware and if Hillbilly Jim are in the Hall of Fame, then Enzo should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Hillbilly Jim never did anything.
Enzo should be if that's what the criteria of a WWE Hall of Famer, then Enzo should be in there
And
twice.
Randy Orton's dad.
That's a travesty.
Randy Orton's dad's
That
arm
he's-
was broke for years. That's about it.
Yeah.
And poor Bobby Eaton's laying in hospital
Yeah.
somewhere with, congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
And if anyone
So-
deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
So
it's him.
maybe this is a good thing that WB let him go, because he's still already showing anytime he's on the internet talking anything wrestling, it's one of the most watched things. People sit there and say they hate him. Listen, he was accused of something. He was wrongfully accused of it, and he got fired on false pretenses. People in the back cause way more drama than anyone else than those two do. It's a good way for them to go out, show their stuff in the indie circuits, work their way around, regardless of what you say when they did the show in New York, WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
The whole card everyone talked about was an amazing card, but guess what? Guess what was the big attraction?
that
was on the
was
internet.
that was the sour spot in the whole show.
I don't think
even live. I was like,
it was still. Listen, it was the most.
but ROH never brought him back
Yeah,
because I guess the backlash was too much.
Too much negative.
I think it was a bad move on ROH. Because what does ROH have right now?
Nothing. ROH is in a bad spot.
If
right now.
ROH,
I mean, outside of deal with him, they would have signed me. But
if ROH turn around and said
Without their
tomorrow,
deal with New Japan too, they're really hurting.
which I think that's going to be over
if ROH
once AEW starts
yeah,
rolling.
yeah. I'm telling you, AEW will reach out to them. I will guarantee they will.
There's going to be a deal.
If those three work together, what's the possibilities?
Why would you not put Enzo
too
and
many
Cass in
hands.
your?
Too many hands in the cookie jar.
yeah, I think if anything, it would be New Japan AEW. And just,
Yeah.
they'll do away with ROH.
And let him go in there and work. Let him learn. Like he's
Like, you see that-
gonna get better in the ring.
It won't,
He's not afraid to take a bump.
who,
Enzo.
He'd make a great manager.
Yeah, I think he should be a manager.
ROH might turn into like Evolve. It could just turn into
The farm system.
the WWE.
Yeah, it has nothing. You have not. ROH has nothing to lose right now. No one's talking about ROH.
No, it's on the bottom.
And every time
It's
Enzo,
low
and
impact
every time
even.
Enzo speaks, it gets attention.
It was right around the time that Punishment Martinez got jobbed out to Jeff Cobb. Right after that,
Done.
ROH kind of fell off.
And then they put the belt on Matt Taven, who's not good. I know you like him, but he's just.
I didn't say I like him. I just think he's good on the mic. He's good at what he does.
He got people to care.
Yeah, he got people to care
Matt
about
Taven.
Ring of Honor again.
Yeah,
I don't know. I disagree. You want to say
I mean, you still got guys
ROH
like Jay
champion?
Lethal there.
It's him, that Xavier, maybe Cody. I mean, because usually the ROH champions would be Austin Aries, Samoa Joe, Brian
Yeah.
Danielson.
Yeah.
Punk.
Yeah,
So
it's I don't know, it's bad. Kelly Klein can't wrestle.
so
either.
huge. That's big news coming out of
Should really
PPW.
be,
So
but,
I'm excited for that PPW show.
Other news.
Yeah, who knows what else is going to be added? And not you probably have to wrestle Enzo.
Good for Enzo. I love seeing him come back. Like him or hate him.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be doing the oh.
I hope if he hits you with the DDG, I hope you sell it like a champ. Like
You sell it like The Rock did the Stone Cold Stunner,
Yeah.
where he pounds up and fly
I'm
out
gonna
of
be
the ring.
like Shawn Michaels and Hogan at that
Yeah.
fly around.
Getting
I'm sure
into
it's a
other
nice
news,
dude too.
Sammy
I
Guevara
hope so.
speaks out about Donald Trump's policies on immigration, saying
Oh,
that
so
Donald Trump is actually making it harder for Mexican superstars to come across the border and work in the United States.
In other news,
I'm gonna be ignorant, and I didn't know Sammy was Mexican.
in other news, we just found a shit ton of cocaine in Philadelphia
Yeah.
that came in through the ocean. So that wall isn't going to stop all drugs.
Woo! The wall ends. It's like
Sammy Guevara, a AAA star, also works with MLW in the States, but he's basically right. Like, if Trump has his way, how is that going to work for partnerships like AEW and AAA?
yeah, I mean, like the New Japan show was
Yeah.
shut down. Because
Yeah.
of that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
passport problems.
And while we're on the subject of MLW, Ross and Marshall Von Erich set for an unsanctioned match in MLW in Chicago.
And
They signed, aren't they going for the tag titles?
Kevin Von Erich's sons, yes.
Yeah. I think the wrestling.
AEW sold out.
In 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah, all in sold out.
They
15
said the
minutes.
all-out
That's insane.
tickets are more coveted than WrestleMania 35 tickets at this point.
I did see that. I mean, like they've only announced 2 matches and sold out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Honestly, good for them.
Nikki
Yeah.
Bella,
Yeah.
2 hours ago, officially,
Whoa.
her career is over.
Oh, look at
I
your
mean-
phone.
Oh, so she announced her retirement.
Pretty much, Nikki Bella's career over due to injuries.
No, she said she has cyst on her brain, but it won't. She's okay,
Oh,
but she
Yeah,
can't.
she
and
has
I
and her
mean,
neck.
it sucks that she's hurt, but it does
That's
nothing,
not a
it does
loss.
nothing for me.
Yeah,
One of the
she's
biggest
basically
pushes in
always retired.
WWE right now,
I thought you
Lars
said
Sullivan,
Nikki Bella.
out 9 months, up to 9 months.
Good,
I saw something that
good.
EC3 might get us pushed. How you
Good.
doing? How you doing? How you feeling
Yeah.
about that?
New 24/7 champion, Drake Maverick.
True. Good for that. That was the
EC3
the-
also the best man in Drake Maverick's wedding.
And Braun is apparently friends with him too. He's in the
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
Bruce
Yeah.
EC3 has started his own T-shirt company out of Winter Park, Florida.
Really? What's
Yes.
this? What's his EC3 shirts?
No, it's just he wants to make T-shirts. He said, if I remember the quote right,
Like, what's gonna be on it though? Like,
it's just going to be
Hopefully Enzo.
it's going to be graphic screen print tees,
Hey,
like
don't-
whatever you can. order.
like made to order.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Speaking
And-
of starting businesses, you see Matt Seidel started his own business.
No.
He's selling knee pads.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
What?
if I remember
Matt
EC3's quote,
Seidel.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. That's the guy who knows how to ruin his own career. Stop
That
smoking
Evan
pot.
Bourne.
Yeah.
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 Got fired
was
for
not
that.
familiar
Got fired
with
from WWE. Got fired from New Japan. Can never go back. That's a pot. It's like,
Yeah.
what
well,
else- what
didn't
else?
he like get lost for like 4 days in an opium den in
Yeah,
Japan?
Wow.
New Japan has strict policy. Once you're busted for drugs, you're gone forever.
But the
WWE
thing
is
is,
a
like,
much
he was
different
supposed to wrestle a
policy,
match. He
though,
never
unless
showed
you're
up,
Roman.
and then nobody could find him for
Yeah.
4 days.
Unless you're Roman.
I don't know, because like Matt Riddle, they like I saw a
That's-
report
yeah,
once
well-
he was signed, they like
But
something
Matt
came
Riddle
out,
also has the card. They can't really do much.
Right.
If it's
something came
prescribed.
out that like there's a much like less strict policy.
Yeah, there's like
and
a
it's just
weed
fine.
tax, yeah.
And Reigns had
He
a cancer survivor who knew when he got
but he was popped.
tested dirty for the.
He was
for the-
popped twice for steroids.
Was it steroids or was it weed?
I thought it was painkillers or something. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
He's popped twice though. Is that what do you guys got in the news?
I think that we're pretty much good there.
How about John Moxley can't work the New Japan? US
Is it a
show?
work?
Yes.
I don't think so. There's no deal announced yet. They keep saying there's no deal, but you never really know.
Why would they?
Why is Jericho there?
Yeah.
And they're saying they want Moxley for Wrestle Kingdom, and like he's in the G1.
Why all of a sudden are they saying no?
Yeah.
They just put a title on him.
Yeah. Well, it's saying that AEW won't let them.
AEW knew going in that he's probably going to get.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what?
I think it's a work.
I was like, what? Just announce the fucking deal, and then like just say okay, and the Kenny can go back to Japan.
Because they didn't say that Jericho is announced for the G1, and he said he's going to.
Yeah, but he's not in it though. Yeah. He's not in it.
Are you sure?
Yes, because they announced the entrance.
Yeah, they announced both blocks, and he's not in it.
I figured he won. That's a lot for Jericho.
It is Jericho though.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And if any, there's a few spots in there that people said there are some comic acts that are kind of a waste of spots anyway.
Yeah, Yano, but Yano's in it every year.
So what if Jericho just goes in, jumps someone, and says, I'm taking your spot?
That's what Suzuki's doing. He's doing that gimmick. So
because Suzuki's in it every year too.
Or Jericho just goes in and costs somebody.
He might attack somebody. He might show up in one match. I don't think he's going to be in the G1 itself. I mean, that's a minimum of 10 matches. Yes.
Speaking of Jericho, I got.
Hang on. Let's get to the last piece of news. Then you can do your Jericho thing.
He's got a Jericho shirt on though.
Conan and Impact Wrestling are furious with the Pursuit channel. So
they should be upset with themselves.
Last week they aired the wrong episode.
Sometimes they forget to put Impact on. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Like it comes on 10, they just forget to put
it
on.
Pretty much. That last week they aired the wrong episode, and then this past Friday, I guess somebody in the production truck clicked on Google Chrome, and the Google Chrome screen was on the TV for about 20 seconds. Before somebody's like, "Get it the hell off!"
Unreal.
What Bush League company?
Yeah,
not so much. Impact,
I don't even think
the channel.
How is it the company? What it's
the channel? The channel.
Yeah, the channel.
The Pursuit channel. Well, who the hell watches that?
It's on channel like 604 on my TV.
I just want to put.
I literally had to look it up. I'm like, what channel is the Pursuit?
So I'm
channel?
just gonna say he cut off my Jericho talk for this for Impact. Anyway, I got my new Jericho gear. This is the New Japan shirt, and on the back it says, "I'm not tranquilo. I'm fucking crazy." So I got that shirt. Some of these shirts, So
he said that in
Andy Hitter is very tranquilo.
I am actually. I could be an OIJ.
So this is my other shirt I do own. This is the Drink It In Man. I just want to show off a little collection here. This is show and tell. On the back is the gift of Jericho.
He's got problems.
I should have brought my Jericho shirt.
I only have the Bucks.
We all should have worn Jericho
shirt. It's the only one I have.
I'm gonna put that to the side for last. This is the brand new shirt. Thank you, ProWrestlingTees.com. This is the AEW is Jericho shirt.
They would lower their prices a little bit.
Oh, they're so
$27.99, and then
shipping.
Yeah, Moxley's was
it's like a $40 shirt.
I'm like, come on.
Hot Topic had a deal still going on. $6 t-shirts.
And some are $9. And there's a Joey Ryan. There's a bunch of
Aren't the Bullet Club shirts still only like $10 on Hot Topic?
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah, like Crown Jewel. If you want a Chase Only shirt, it's $6.
I wouldn't mind.
I'm not even kidding.
That is the Jericho Judas shirt.
Hangman's $6 or $9. So is Marty.
Andy wore this on another episode, but this is the Crew shirt. This is the Bucks of Jericho.
Or Y2 Jackson.
Or the Y2 Jackson.
I'm honestly thinking about getting tickets for that cruise next year. It's only $700.
I'd like to go. And you got to think that all food and drink is included.
Yes.
Well, I don't know about booze, but like
the booze is not included, but drink.
So we're gonna go way back.
Non-alcoholic drink is included.
So we got the AEW takeover shirt. We got the Japan takeover shirt. Oh, I have the Alpha Club too. I have own Alpha Club shirt. This is the Raw is Jericho. On the back it says, "And you will never ever be the same again.
Ever be the same again."
There's another.
This is the
one too.
This is the good one. This is the WCW Monday Night Jericho shirt.
Yeah, I want that.
That's a cool one.
Jerichoholics on the back.
It says Jerichoholics Anonymous.
I think that's probably my favorite shirt.
I want the jersey. Yeah, like Rangers jersey. I'd wear that.
Now, when I did order from ProWrestlingTees.com,
I want the light bright vest.
Yes. When I did order from ProWrestlingTees.com, they give you an option for a random shirt. It costs you $6. You have no idea what you're getting. The first time I did it, I got a British Bulldog shirt, which is a really good shirt. I'm happy with it. I got this shirt, and at first I was like, I like the tag team, but maybe I don't know enough about them. I'm not hooked. And then I started doing more little research on the tag team.
Nothing wrong. It's a Kota Ibushi bear. I can look at the Jericho shirt. I would buy that.
And then
what is that? The Pro Wrestling team?
So this what's the name of this tag team?
So SCU.
Yes, SCU. So the cool thing about this shirt is this is this is the worst town I've ever been in shirt.
SoCal
Jacksonville.
Uncensored.
But the cool thing is this was an exclusive shirt to the day they did their AEW did their first ever press conference.
Yep.
So they did it in Jacksonville in front of the stadium. So this color scheme is for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I got it as a mystery shirt.
That's a cool shirt.
And that's
Very
like a
cool.
$25
$6.
shirt the
Yeah.
day of, and you got it for $6.
Yeah. So thank you, Pro Wrestling Tees.
And I
That's
mean,
a good get for me.
Collector's item.
Cody had one. The Bucks had the Nick and Matt Jacksonville shirt, so you
Yeah.
could have got any of those and been like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah. So that's a really cool get. It wasn't free, but it was the mystery shirt. They could have sent me anything,
Right.
and that's what they gave me. So
Yeah,
that's
cool.
really cool. I think what they do is when you order a shirt, like actually no, maybe not, because
kind of go what you ordered.
that's what I thought.
They-
Because
yeah.
I ordered AEW, they'll give me another AEW. But
Makes
when
sense.
My first shirt I ordered was a Sean Carr shirt.
Yeah,
So there's actually some indie guys that you may like that's out on the series right now.
yeah, because they're all made to order.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
there's no shirt sitting somewhere. They make it when
Yeah,
you order
so
it.
like if Andy Header decided I want to get in contact
Yeah.
with Pro Wrestling Tees, sell his merchandise on there, they'll make his shirts. Probably another reason why they're almost $30 after
Yeah.
shipping, because they're making them to order for fans. But you can get a lot of indie guys on Pro Wrestling
There's
Tees,
tons of people,
which
yeah.
is really cool.
You only have to have so many followers or something like that.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the bigger names they probably have like stockpiles because they fly off the shelves. They make them in advance and
Yeah,
they make
100%.
reserves.
Yeah, like
But, like-
for All In, they made Bullet Club shirts.
Yeah,
You bought
so
shirts.
so it's really cool. Check out Pro Wrestling Tees if you're looking for anything new. So we'll jump right into Raw. We are at the 20-minute mark. Computer's still running,
Good.
which is a great
Good.
sign.
It's probably just too much for it to handle.
You know what? I was actually rendering a video the whole
Yeah.
time, the same time I was doing that, so I think that's
Yeah.
And for the first time in weeks, Monday Night Raw was not rawful.
No, it
was
good.
not- Raw
Pretty
was
entertaining.
great.
We watched the whole thing.
Raw and SmackDown were not terrible.
And I find watching 3 hours to be
SmackDown
a
was good
chore.
Yeah.
5 hours of
for
content,
sure.
6 hours of content this week was actually stomachable out of WWE.
And the promos made now.
Well, 7,
Now
2.55.
here's the
There's still
argument.
stuff to cut.
Here's the argument to be made. Last week's promo fest show
The Miz half hour and SmackDown.
led into the storylines that you got on this week and last week.
But you can wrap
So
up a promo.
so maybe now here's the way you could look at it. Now this is just me trying to be super optimistic and not trying to be a Debbie Downer all the time.
Appreciate it.
So you're a fan of like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. There's a few episodes.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put a really popular,
Yeah,
but
just
it
make
could
an
be,
example.
it could be any series
Mhm.
series TV show that you watch. There's gonna be a throwaway episode where they have to do a story and tell a little more and maybe not hit you with so much action. So
Right,
maybe that was WWE's plan last week.
But you
was-
don't have to do that.
Yes.
You can still
I
throw
get it.
in.
It probably
Yeah.
gives the writers a break,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Who's
they
the
need
idiot in the
because
yellow
they're
shirt.
overworked.
Who's the what?
The idiot and it's a stupid idiot in the yellow shirt.
Who said that?
One of our viewers. Thank you for tuning in, Ashley, Nicole.
Actually, Nicole.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Even
Worse
Breaking
though.
Bad had one of those episodes.
And so every time we say a name, and he says it's either a wrestler name or a porn star name. So
there was another one.
you just made the list.
2 first names. That's usually a little sketchy.
What was his last name's Todd? He was just here for last week. What's his
Ted
first name?
Hazard,
Yeah, no. The guy from that was here last week.
Eddie Collins.
No,
Eddie Collins.
No, for the things that
2 syllables.
Brian Todd.
Brian. Yeah, Brian. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah,
So
Brian
he-
Todd.
And he had a guy's name that's Squeak Molesky. I'm like, Squeaky Molesky is one of the wrestlers. in the league.
Yes, yes.
Squeaky Molesky.
Yeah.
Squeak Molesky is the drummer for
Yeah, one of the
Sapphire
bands. Yeah,
and
yeah,
one of the
Toolshed
bands.
Jack.
And
Yes.
I forgot to ask Brian if he has a son named Jason, because then it'd be Robin / Red Hood. I don't know what his son's because he said his son. Yeah, but I don't know if his son's name was
Jason
Jason.
Todd. Good call.
Yeah. And I was like, you know that?
That's funny. But
Anyway.
yeah, so Raw wasn't bad. Now that's the only thing I said it seemed like last week they're like, let's tank it. And then this week they're like, let's save it. But then I was thinking about it more as we're sitting here. I'm like, maybe it was a setup show to make this week better. It's not smart, but
Don't do it, yeah.
if you ever wanted to turn around and say, man, I missed the Attitude Era, last week's Raw was close.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth Rollins, like every time someone talked to somebody with a chair and he just walked up and
Killed
started
him with a
beating them
chair.
with
Anybody who potentially could have been the referee in his match is like, nope.
So how Stone
No.
Cold? That's Stone Cold as it gets.
Yeah.
That's a Stone Cold segment.
And we got to see people that aren't usually on, like
Yeah.
C3 and Eric Young.
Yeah.
To me, it
Eric-
seemed like Vince McMahon was out of town for these 2 shows.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Vince was not at the helm for 2 shows.
Yeah,
He was taking care of XFL.
Now I don't know how
Here's
true this is.
the only thing like bad book in the show. Like, imagine you've never seen TNA and you never watched NXT. You see Eric Young on TV, you go, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
That's like they don't introduce people properly.
I don't know why they had him shave the beard either. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think he looks right, but like that's a problem they have.
How much NXT bring?
Yeah, if you're
Which
just
is a
you're
shame.
just the guy
Yeah.
who watches Raw,
If you
you don't know 50% of the people.
you should literally be saying during a commercial every time you cut away.
This is so and so.
This Wednesday on
Yeah.
NXT. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
They used to.
yeah,
They used to years ago.
Yeah,
it's just crazy that
but
you
they
don't.
should. Have,
You sit there and tell someone to tune in next week to SmackDown, but you're not telling anyone to tune in on a Wednesday night to the NXT.
I think I've heard them reference IWGP.
They
more
did.
than I've actually heard them reference NXT.
Yeah.
Which is
they talked about New
they
Japan
say New
Wrestling.
Japan once in a while.
they only
Yeah.
reference it when they talk about Kushida, though.
or
No, they
I'll
talked-
talk about
Corey
fans.
Graves said it one time.
They
Yeah.
talked about
About
it with,
AJ.
about AJ and the Good
Club.
Brothers. Yeah, the
Yeah.
club. Yeah.
They were
Um,
on TV this week.
I mean, they don't really have a bad relationship with New Japan. It's
they have no relationship with New Japan.
Yeah.
Well, they
Which-
brought Liger over and he wrestled Tyler
Which
Breeze
was
at
so
the takeover.
strange because they're like,
that
"All
match was
right,
good.
we're
Yeah.
gonna get the Good Brothers versus the Usos," and I'm thinking, "Oh my god, they've been letting tag teams kind of let loose. We're gonna get a good match here." And it was a squash.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was a good
It was a dissatisfying finish.
right, but I feel like it's in the process of building to something.
Hopefully.
Because there was a promo that didn't make air. It was like a Twitter one afterwards where AJ was just like, "Guys, what the hell? Like, you had the match in control, and then you did this, and then you guys lost control of the match. You got to stay serious." Like he kept
Work.
on doing that.
They're put,
So I'm
I
excited.
think they're putting them together. Did you see
rumor-
in Japan
Yeah,
that
there's rumors that you're gonna have a
match?
Japan match with Triple H.
that's happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Triple H, AJ Styles, and the Good Brothers versus who?
Drew McIntyre.
Bobby Lashley.
All the heels.
So you're gonna make a fake club.
Yeah, the fake Bull Club Triple H gets to be in it. It's like, oh, come
Get
on.
rid of Triple H and put Finn
Unless,
Balor in there
and Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to wrestle on that show.
to see who's the number one contender.
Yeah. So if they win in Japan, but they
Which
don't win
is
the belts,
stupid.
they're gonna shot the title shot in the America where
Unless they
where
really
won't
have
win.
high hopes for the Iconics, which I still do like the Iconics.
I like them, but you gotta get the belts off.
I'll tell you what. Remember how we were talking a
Kairi
while
Sane
ago?
and Oscar win the titles in Tokyo.
No, they can't.
They
It's
can't.
for a title
it's
shot.
a number one contender spot,
Yeah.
which is a bad
That's
missed
stupid.
opportunity.
Give them the belts in Japan.
Yeah.
Be
Right.
over.
Now the cool thing is we talked a while about we should definitely put somebody with them because they have a hard time with their English.
Yeah.
Paige is a great move.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
It's a great move.
I think Asuka should only speak Japanese, and they should act like they understand her. Like I
Yeah.
think Taka and
When they
Bradshaw
did,
used to do
when they
years
did
ago.
the iconic pose, it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just weird that of all people for them to have as a mouthpiece, it's someone
Yep.
who has an accent.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right.
And, like
yeah,
they
I
don't
see
really fit
You see,
together.
this would have been the perfect time to bring Funaki back.
Oh God.
Funaki's there every pay per view. Yeah. But
Or the
yeah,
Sheik. The Iron Sheik would be
Oh,
good.
God. Oh, my God.
You see the Sheik walking out with a big white mustache.
This is my team, the Bukaki. That's what their name.
Fuck the Iconics. Fuck them.
Fuck them. They would fuck you in the ass, make you humble. Sorry, everyone who's listening. But yeah, that's
Alexis, cover your ears.
that's what the Sheik says. Yeah.
USA.
Yeah. So I think it's a good move there. I'm trying to think what else Raw wise that was pretty interesting. We have a new 24/7 champion, which was
That was SmackDown,
SmackDown.
right?
yeah, that was Oh, Raw. They were in the
The-
crowd with the fake costumes
Yeah.
on, which is
Yeah.
funny.
The opener, we barely had any sort of a promo. To
Oh,
start,
right, to a
and we
match?
actually had a match.
Yeah.
And Ricochet is your number one contender. Him versus poor Ricochet.
Did
Yeah.
anybody else go back and watch and see what I said about that match?
What'd you say?
So Ricochet is like nursing the knee, or Miz worked the knee.
Now
Goes
no,
up for the
Cesaro.
630.
Cesaro was just favoring the knee, wasn't he?
No, that was 2 weeks
an
ago.
actual thing.
Yeah. But Ricochet goes up for the 630. Miz completely pulls his
Oh,
knees
yeah.
up. Ricochet hits his knees, and Miz just lays there for the 3 like he didn't get his knees up. Like Ricochet literally landed on the floor, like both knees.
Unless Miz was just doing that because he didn't want to take the bump.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's like, you're not gonna smush my knees.
Yeah.
That's why Ricochet's doing the code breaker now. Apparently, he asked Jericho for permission. He said, "Yeah, but who knows?" So,
Why,
Yeah.
why doesn't he just do the Kiwi Crusher?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
that's
know.
one of his.
I mean-
finishes.
The skull crushing finale.
I mean, one of his signature moves you can't exactly use because it was more like the detonation kick, but he called it the Bennett Driller.
Yeah.
that move sucks. I hate that move.
I'm trying to think of
Speaking
it.
of Ricochet, now I normally don't put
Fireman's
this kind of
carry.
information out there.
Onto their feet.
But-
Insecurity.
Do you think the new leak of Ricochet is going to affect his title push?
He might have a new finisher. His new finisher is going to be the sphincter pincher.
Yeah. I hope.
The
I hope
Viper
not.
slash Steve Corino.
No, it's going to be the Samoan spike up the wazoo.
You never know.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, there's a video supposedly of
It is Ricochet.
a gentleman with the same tattoos as Ricochet on his body and the same 13 pack, and he's
13.
he's masturbating and he's
blowing out his own butthole.
and he's sticking a finger in his own rectum. So
Anyway, the last time a major male superstar's nudes were leaked, they were double champ.
Seth,
Seth Rollins.
U.S.
Yeah.
champ and WWE champ.
but
Ricochet's already on that
Vince
path.
was like, "Good for you, Seth, and that hog." And then he's like,
yeah.
"Ricochet, ew!"
Yeah, he might. Yeah,
You
you
stuck
never
a
know.
finger in your butt. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't personally. If that's how you get down,
Good for
go
you.
go for it. I'm
Yeah,
not
whatever.
judging you, but I'm just thinking about old time Vince.
Yeah.
Like, hey Vince, I just want you to know.
Yeah, I wonder who he sent that to.
He's brought new meaning to kiss my ass.
Did he send it to
Ricochet,
Did he send
I
it to
love
Casey?
it. God damn it! Why didn't we do this sooner?
Could that be your new gimmick?
he comes out wearing a glove, and I'm doing it now.
One glove like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. With a
We
brown
told you to
stain.
get a little personality. I didn't think
Yeah.
you'd push it this far.
Yeah.
So who do you think that video went to?
I don't know.
Tessa or Casey? You know,
And I mean, Casey Catanzaro is hot. Tessa Blanchard's hot. Why in the hell are you?
because we might like
I'm
that.
going to say Pat Patterson.
That might like his thing. Yeah, Pat.
Oh, anyway,
yeah.
rest of Raw.
He would have
Yeah.
liked, he
Speaking
would
of
like that
Raw,
video.
anyway, what else happened on Raw?
I'm trying.
The
Oh,
Revival were made to look like champions, but
yeah.
that's good.
They actually-
We had the
they're doing stuff with him.
Roman. I know I'm going to skip a little bit, but Roman Reigns and the Shane McMahon skit. I'm over it. The rumors is that Shane's eventually going to get the title,
Yeah, from Kofi.
and that's how they're supposed to get
Get it back to Roman.
give it back to Roman.
And I saw a lot of people backstage are upset about this because Shane's not working house shows.
Yeah.
Which is
If honestly, if WWE
Kofi works 3 house shows a month, even though he doesn't have to as the champion.
if,
But he
if,
still does.
if WWE puts that title on Shane,
You're going to see a riot.
you literally will commit suicide before
that's
AEW
the
starts.
worst thing to do right
It is
around the same time. That
Absolute worst. Like, and I think, and this is, I'm just trying to put myself in WWE's head. They think that the Attitude Era, the whole Vince as the super heel worked once. Try it again with Shane, but you're putting him against the other guy who you're like. I understand that people are cheering him now because he's a leukemia survivor.
but it ain't
But
as
don't
over
push
as
it.
Steve Austin.
Don't push it
Vince.
because what you're gonna do is you're gonna make people boo Roman again.
And not only that, like
You're already starting here.
Yeah.
like the last time there was a heel of this significance was the Michael Cole run when he was on commentary every week and just being the worst with the Miz. We stopped watching.
Is that
It was
with
the bad kind of heat.
Was that with the anonymous Raw general manager?
Yeah, and then he had the box.
I'll tell you what they did change on commentary team that is a lot refreshing because I was so sick of hearing it every week. That the Renee Young
And
Cody Graves bickering
yeah,
every week.
I
Like,
hated
you're
that.
dumb. You're like they don't do it anymore, which is
I think they got told about it, if anything.
it's
I think they were told to do it in the first place.
yeah, it was pointless.
It was like being in high school.
Yeah, and then the other backstage rumor is that WWE creative is at the point where they're saying, please, like you give us like they want the talents to come to them with ideas again. So I
don't know how much I believe that. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably do, but then it just gets shot down. So
Yeah,
what's
so
the
that-
point?
So I guess what they're trying to do is when they bring it to Vince, be like, hey, this is what this guy wants
Yeah.
to do. And people are starting to say, well,
Maybe
it's
that
working
will-
for Bray.
Yeah.
Can we do it something as well? And that's what I'm going to end Raw on is the Bray segment.
And
Yeah.
Bray is so over right now, and he hasn't even been in the ring in almost a year.
But that's the thing when he wrestles. What does he do?
That's going to be
Now-
the same Bray Wyatt again.
Yeah,
It's
if
gonna
the
be
same
like
Bray
our
Wyatt, that's
2-3
a fact.
That's
weeks.
the thing. So I watched this guy who breaks down every one of those segments, and he has his own opinions and take on it. That the Firefly Funhouse is just a figment of Bray's imagination, and that every one of those characters are somewhat personalities of Bray.
Yeah, like
Now Bray is
Tough Guys.
actually the Fiend, and the good side of Bray is not so much trying to entice you to join him again.
Mhm.
He's pretty much saying, instead of saying like let me in, that's the Fiend using him as a vessel to say like you should just go back to being evil again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Firefly Funhouse is a segment that's in Bray's head because during the last segment you've seen a lot of flashes of like an abandoned asylum.
Yeah.
So when Bray, now when he like got dumped by Matt and that's no longer a thing, like Bray has no place because his house was now destroyed and it's all. I mean,
Randy
so-
Orton burned it
No,
down.
Randy
yeah.
Orton
So
Bryan,
so
yeah.
there's definitely a plan in place of what's going on with him, and we don't know the full answers yet. But he may just be the Fiend.
But if he comes out and he's just Bray Wyatt again, wow. It's
Yes and no, because if he came out as this version of Bray Wyatt, I'd still follow it because I like this
He has to.
I never get sick of watching that skit.
He has to
Every
change
single
up
week.
his in ring or something, or his look.
Different finish.
Yeah,
or
he
different.
can't come out and just be old Bray Wyatt because people are like, oh well. It'd be like Roman came back, yay! Oh, he's
But
Roman again.
maybe it'll be cool now to the point where he's no longer relying on other people of his team to make him look over, where he can just be a monster.
He's gonna be a better version of what they do with Finn Balor.
He was a dominant world champion.
Finn Balor.
Okay, he had no
was,
title defenses. I'm sorry.
Yeah, was Finn Balor even on TV this week?
No.
No.
But
What
like
a
with
shame.
Finn Balor,
Is he still the Intercontinental Champion?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
that
Wow.
belt's not even being defended at the pay per view,
it's crazy.
right?
This
Let's-
pay-per-view is literally just a rewash of WrestleMania and Crown Jewel.
Yeah, two shows, and it's like we use the same 30 people. It's like we got so many people use them. Why not put Finn on one of the shows?
Yeah.
I'm in the minority because
We were
before
sold.
this past week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown, I hadn't watched probably in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
And when I watched this past week, both shows were pretty entertaining. I didn't really know too many matches on the show, but when I heard them, I'm like, I can't wait to watch the show. So maybe I'm in the minority.
What
but
do you-
they did a really good job with the go home shows this week.
Yeah. What match on that card are you excited the most for? That's so far.
we
was
can go
announced?
over that then.
I don't know. There's some women's matches on the show that
Alexa and
Bailey.
Bailey,
Yeah, because their
I mean-
promo was on SmackDown.
And it was
Alexa
outstanding.
Tore
yeah,
into
that
Bailey.
was the best.
And Bailey came out
moment
and
of
sat
bliss
there
ever.
and like, you're
Now-
not getting one over on me.
and I like both of them.
Does
I can't
Bailey
wait to see that
Bailey
match.
drop the title again
I
to
don't
Alexa
think-
Bliss?
No.
She's-
Alexa's a
she's
wild
going.
superstar.
They're
So
doing
I
a
don't
switch
know.
there. She's going to be a
Do you
heel
think,
Bailey,
do you think
Bliss is gonna be
Bailey's
a
just
face.
eventually just going to show I'm no longer a hugger and I'm not so much a heel,
She's not about that hug life anymore.
No, she's
not so
definitely
much
going heel.
With a T.
not so much a heel, but she's not going to be a pushover anymore.
She's gonna bring back kendo stick Bailey.
I don't know.
But
she's been
remember
doing
they,
that for a
they
while.
tried that. Like
Yeah,
they
and then-
tried
that for
to
a
have
while.
her like snap with the kendo stick thing.
And they stuck her in a gimmick with Sasha again.
Well, it was the promo with Alexa, and then
It was-
she like
yeah, it was
did
like a year
nothing
ago.
with
Sasha Banks and Bailey are the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but the difference is that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have real chemistry, and even though sometimes I wish they would separate them so they could do their own things, I kind of want them together because they're so fucking good
I
together.
want them on the tag belts.
I do too.
Yeah,
It'd be,
especially now.
It'd be refreshing. It really would.
They would have to get them like who they take them off of, like the
Daniel
revival.
Bryan and whatever.
Yeah,
and,
it'll be
and
Daniel
Rowan.
Bryan. And
Yeah.
Can we just
Rowan.
like
Combine
once the
them.
Fox deal starts? Can we just like actually like have a tag division?
Yeah, but combined,
there
there's
isn't.
no need for two sets. of
No.
belts.
It's this takeover, this superstar shakeup or whatever the wild card rule.
That's so dumb.
50 people coming over each show. Even with the 24/7, it's like the whole locker room is chasing truth around the building.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin's getting a title match this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah,
Now, I'm not a big fan of his, but his match at
the
the Super
Saudi
Show,
yeah.
yeah, it was pretty good. He-
Someone backstage
Vince.
really likes him.
Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Probably Triple H.
his
But
last
after-
matches have been pretty good.
Him and Vince and Triple H definitely have an eye on him.
Is this one of those weird shows where they do a quick title change and
I
put
say
it on
no.
Corbin as a shocker?
He's
or-
not terrible on the mic, Baron. He's
I don't
not.
mind
I know
him in
you
the
don't like
ring.
him in the
I don't-
ring. I don't think he's terrible in the ring.
Have you seen
I'd fire him.
have you seen the triple threat with him?
I think he's a
Bobby
good heel.
Roode and Dolph Ziggler. It's from like a Clash of the Champions a couple years ago.
No.
One of the best matches from like the past 3 years.
Mhm.
What do we think about the Dolph Ziggler thing?
It's same
Does,
old
does
Dolph
anyone
Ziggler.
think he can win?
I want to like it, but that's the thing. I don't trust you
Yeah.
with Dolph Ziggler because you're just going to use him as a stepping
Yeah.
stone. He's going to go out and put a 5-star match on, and you're going to be like, all right, let's throw him back in the back of the line. and
Yeah.
Back to the mid card you go,
And
where
then
you've
when-
been
and then
thriving
we
the
need
last
you
20
to-
years.
when we need you to boost somebody up, say else somebody up again, we'll throw you back in there.
Well, he's doing his own thing. Like he's got the comedy thing, and he's always on out like one political show every
Yeah,
week.
it's just I just can't
But
trust.
he comes back and he's the same old Dolph Ziggler. It's like,
Yeah.
He's just gonna
Yeah.
lose.
Even
one of those
heel
part-time
Dolph is
contracts,
good,
yeah.
face Dolph is good. You get a great match. It don't matter which Dolph Ziggler's in the ring. It's just, can we finally give Dolph Ziggler something to worth being a wrestler for?
Right.
You gotta get some new music. Just change everything.
I like his.
Are they still doing the needle scratch and then into the
I
music?
don't think so.
I think they got rid of that.
Oh, you're talking about Dolph.
Dolph,
Yeah.
Dolph. You gotta change it. Just change everything.
I like that. I like it. I don't know. I dig it.
When that comes out, it's like, oh, here comes
But
Dolph.
of course, Stomping Ground is this weekend.
Yeah, this
Yes.
Sunday.
But looking forward to the pay per view after that, or is anybody going?
Firefest? What? Firefest is free, and that's
Well,
oh,
Extreme
no,
Rules.
Extreme
Extreme Rules
Rules is
isn't
in Philly.
Philly.
when's that?
I will not be.
July 14th.
They're gonna
yeah,
have to,
I won't pay for a pay per view.
no, they're
not
gonna
when
have
their
to
pay
do
per
a
views
really good job of selling
Yeah.
me.
Even if it is
for good
in
for
Philly,
decent seats, you're gonna have to pay at least $100.
for me,
That's
I just rather sit in the couch at my buddies and watch it.
Not for this current product. For AEW, I'd pay. if
If
AEW was in Philly,
If you tell me Raw I mean, SmackDown, or I'm sorry, if Royal Rumble or WrestleMania's in Philly, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's a maybe.
Any side pay-per-views? No, I'm not
No.
interested.
Except for like when
If it was one of the big
was,
four,
but-
I'd be more interested. I just want to go just to see what happens. See if we have the Money in the Bank cash in.
No,
Right.
I don't even care.
This pay-per-view really.
And you
Unless-
know,
unless
there's
they
one
announce something
guarantee from
crazy.
I go to NXT.
there's one guarantee out of that whole pay per view though. If it sucks, the Philly fans are gonna let them hear it.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not even reviewing it. The pay-per-view. That's just, what's that say? Like we're not
Yeah.
even doing our cards. You're gonna hold on to another week.
Yeah.
Stage champ.
Yeah.
I'm the tag team champs.
Yeah.
Isn't Heaven Machinery fighting Daniel
Yeah,
Bryan and
Daniel Bryan did great commentary.
They would be
That's awesome.
How
Yeah.
do they not get a tag team title opportunity? Like
They will.
an actual run with the belts. I mean, they're great.
I think that's
Like
I think
you look
that's-
at Otis Dozovich in the ring, and it's like, why is he not being pushed more?
Why
Here's
not?
my,
Give
here's
him
my
the
thing.
belts.
You wasted the Daniel Bryan hot dog thing
Yeah.
on
AJ.
AJ Styles.
Dude,
When you have a guy named Steak and Weights,
steaks and weights.
like
I've been waiting for this feud.
They should just do
First
it
of all.
again, but with
like them
steaks.
them eating like just junk food.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan's like
Slim Jims.
you killed a cow. Kill the
Yeah.
cow. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Starts doing the catapult.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see him coming down there
Like-
with
like a
like
big
bacon on a
turkey
steak or
leg.
like
Yeah.
a big piece of steak or something, and just be like,
I can lend him my bacon.
or like
costume.
Daniel Bryan one week hits them and stuffs salad in their face and says you're
Yeah.
fat, and then the next week they the New Day they pull bacon out of their
Yeah.
trunks and stuff it in
Right.
Daniel
see,
Bryan.
that's a bit much.
But you know what's gonna happen? They'll do that, and about 90% of the audience will shit on it just cause.
Yeah.
Even though it's entertaining.
It
people
can
are
be
gonna
as
know.
entertaining as it
Daniel
wants to
Bryan's
be.
in
They're
it.
not
It's going to
gonna.
be good.
Here's the thing: everyone, the overall census, not overall, but most of the census that's going on online right now, is the stuff that people are most interested in and they're excited for is the 24/7 champ, the Bray Wyatt
Yeah.
skit, and like
And that's about it.
the entertaining stuff. Now, for me, when I remember watching wrestling in the Attitude Era, or just watching wrestling in general, I don't know how much it was, in past, like you watching, or even like some of the 90s, there was your I want to get so angry at a heel that I want to punch the TV. Then there was your feel good moment. Then there was your comedy section. Then you want to kind of hit all those marks.
There's always room for comedy, but not when it's bad comedy.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, the
that's-
truth with the 24/7, that's
pretty
gold.
good.
Every
Yeah.
week, that's gold. That's your comedy right
And they
there.
don't spend too
There's a
much time
ceiling
on
for
it.
that, though.
Yeah.
That will eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like when
I think they'll tweak it.
I feel like somehow
Well, Drake Maverick's the champion now. What are the odds of Drake Maverick? They show his wedding and it gets rolled up at his
He's-
wedding.
yeah,
Oh, no,
they're
he
doing
is
something at the wedding.
100%.
Yeah, by
he'll
EC3.
get a cake in the face.
EC3 or
Yeah.
one of his groomsmen, him or Braun, rolls him up and
The
takes the
wife
title.
wins it.
Yeah, with
and then
Young.
she loses it to the trophy. And the truth gets it. in the end.
Maxwell. or
Everyone in the
One of
chat,
the
who's your,
Hardys,
who's your
yeah.
pick right now for the next 24/7 champ? Does R-Truth get it back?
that's a ooh.
Who-
He'll mistake himself, or
No.
he'll disguise himself. He'll do like the Eric Bischoff thing.
No,
the
the-
Billy
the-
and
the-
Chuck.
wait.
He'll be the like person who's getting them.
The pastor.
Yeah, and then I'll hit him with something
Wait.
fatal.
You may now kiss the bride. EC3 turns it around and rolls him up as he leans in for the kiss, and then he takes off with the
I
belt.
think they'll probably a couple times.
No, what's going to happen is he's going to now kiss the bride. And he's going to lift it up on
It's-
the
it's
veil,
true.
and it's going to be true.
Yeah.
They couldn't have picked a better first champion. Our truth is
Yeah.
he's
Well, the first
He's
champ was
awesome.
Titus.
That's true.
And then
That's
second's
true.
Bobby Roode.
Do you really count that?
Matt Hardy was chasing the 24/7 title.
Oh god, that shows where he's at.
Just putting that out there.
that,
oh
shows,
man.
that shows where he's at.
Even Jeff was laughing at home.
Well, Jeff put a video out of him singing a song, which I'm sorry if you're a Jeff Hardy fan, he can't sing.
Jeff's music was always
Yet his
bad.
albums have sold thousands of copies.
Only because they're fans. They're
Because
idiot
people are
fans.
like, dude, he jumps through tables really well. I'll buy his CD.
Yeah, I like him. He's cute. So
Yeah,
buy his CD.
he's so hot. He jumps off ladders, but he can sing.
takes his shirt off and left of his abs.
And
Yeah.
people bought the Danny Bonaducci shirts. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in-
people also bought Macho Man's rap CD.
Yeah, for novelty purposes.
Hey, that's very underrated.
Yeah.
Macho Man's still better than Rob Zombie.
Stop it. So who's your picks in the chat for your next 24/7 champ? Who do you got, Austin?
Who do I got?
You think-
Oh, man.
I'll put mine on. I think Truth gets it back.
I think
Yeah.
that's a very safe bet. If I'm going out on a limb, probably EC3.
EC3.
But that's such a limb.
I said they switch a couple times at the wedding, then Truth leaves with it.
I think Truth probably gets it, but I'm really looking forward to the time when he does win it back, when Carmella rolls him up to the
Oh,
belt.
yeah.
yes,
she wins
that's
it.
Carmella's
That's happening. It's
Carmella's got to
coming.
be the first 24 woman. 24.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
who
You see them set up for the dollar dance, and Truth is just like waiting
Yeah.
in the line. He comes up to dance and was like, "How you doing?" and rolls him up.
how do they eventually like then get it back?
You can just roll
a
her up.
ref
Yeah.
pins her or something, then
Yeah.
they pin a ref. Yeah, because it's
Our-
not
our
like they
truth-
outbeat
I
her.
mean,
rolls
there
her
was
back up.
when
Hornswoggle.
Grass Holly made it the 24/7 rule. There was 4 referees that had the
Molly
title?
Holly had it, I think.
Yeah.
A
It'd
lot
be a
of-
great-
Molly
right?
Holly had it for 30 seconds.
It'd be a funny way to introduce Nia Jax again.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
Wait, who?
She had
I don't
double
think she's come
ACL.
back for a while.
She had like double ACL.
I heard a podcast
Surgery.
like, "Do you miss her?" And the girl was like, "No."
She's outstanding off camera.
That's a good question. Who will be the first Hall of Famer to win the 24/7 title?
Oh yeah. Jeez. Like Honky Tonk Man or something like that. They have to be in the background. They're just
Current
like,
or future Hall of
That
Famer?
would have to happen in like a special
Current
event.
Hall of
Like,
Famer.
that'd have to be like a SummerSlam or something
yeah,
where they're
something
all
like that.
together.
Where, yeah.
Where you see like the 24/7 champ like walk up to a Hall of Famer.
Ron
Oh, how you
Simmons.
doing? Yeah,
The Rock.
that'd be hilarious. You just see him walk up to him with the belt. Damn, rolls him up.
JBL clotheslines this guy off.
You just see JBL walk through as he's laying on the ground, just like kind of puts his foot over him, like, yep. No, clothesline from hell. The arm stays up in the air, and JBL just kind of puts his foot on and
Yep.
like takes the belt and walks away.
Current Hall of Famer. Who do you got? Any?
That's anyone that's in the backstage that's just there.
Oh,
I
you
don't-
want to know? You want to know one that would probably get a lot of people to talk about it? Hogan.
Oh,
Hogan?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like X-Pac or something.
I can't see Hogan.
Bob Backlund.
Oh, that would be.
He's
great.
not a Hall of Famer.
That would be great.
How about this for a long shot?
He's a Hall of Famer.
Chris Parks.
No, he'll never be on TV.
Oh.
Abyss.
Oh, yeah.
They put Sanjay Dutt on TV.
Yeah, as a running guy to break up a fight. That
Yeah.
don't count.
Speaking of, I get back to
Adam
the Bray
Pearce
Wyatt
is one.
thing. That's what I'm hoping that they do. I hope he does a split personality, kind of like Mankind,
Mhm.
Dude Love. I'd love to see. He's
Comes
talented
out-
enough to do.
Comes out, cuts a promo with the crowd as like the nice Bray Wyatt. The match started. It's
Lights
whatever
go
it
out.
is. Yeah.
And then he's Muscle Man Bray Wyatt. He's dancing.
Oh my God, Muscle Man
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt. He can do the Muscle Man
Yeah.
dance. He comes out.
Yeah. That'd be pretty. That's something.
Wouldn't that be great though if he did multiple? personality gimmicks?
24/7 title.
No, no, because he's not a
Yeah,
loser.
yeah, that's.
I want to see a guy
They
like
don't want to group him into Matt Hardy.
I want to see a guy like Orton hold it and then just be a dick with the title. Just not let anyone come near.
Anybody who comes near him gets RKO'd. Just
Yeah.
they don't even get a chance.
Walks around with a cattle prod. Bang.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar wins it. There you go.
Yo,
Yeah, exactly. Someone like that
Orton's-
to like make it serious.
Orton's sitting back there at the buffet eating. Somebody comes near him and just hops up out of the chair, RKO's him, gets
Who-
back up, starts
who
eating
would
again.
The
Who
ghost
would
of
be-
Bruiser Brody.
who would be
the next
a
Hart,
good-
24/7.
A good main top guy that would hold that title that would keep the comedy aspect alive. I already have my guy 100%. Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Owens would be hilarious with the 24/7 title.
I don't think like his character.
He's
I don't
above
think
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
above it.
there's
Sami
a,
Zayn, though, on the other hand,
there's a level of who's above the 24/7 title and who's.
Kevin would be funny with it.
I mean, it has its place.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
that would ruin the title.
No. Hear me out. You see, like the whole crowd of like superstars running at him as he's 24/7.
Yeah, they
He
stop.
just turns around and he's like, "You want to get these hands?" They all take off the other way.
That was actually a topic we were going to do.
Alexa Bliss rolls him up to win the title.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
That was actually a topic.
That's a good call.
That was a topic that we actually were going to do tonight, but we can kind of go through it quick because we still have some time. I said some of the 6 or 7 greatest transformations in the past 2 years when it comes to like full body, because a tweet just came out today of Sheamus. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Sheamus is down to 226 pounds. Just no
from,
muscle.
from
like, just-
270 to
just
225.
pure muscles, completely lean,
He's
looks
a
great.
very cut.
Yeah. Braun Strowman would definitely be there.
yeah.
The dude's walking around with 6-pack abs. The Big Show
Yeah,
did
but
it.
Braun
Yeah.
Strowman was a professional powerlifter. He weighed 420 pounds, so he only lost like 30 pounds.
I think he lost way more than
Yeah.
30. I think he's
yeah.
down to like 240.
Yeah, probably. He looks,
I don't
looking
think
great.
so.
He's looking very
He's
lean.
still huge.
Did the Big Show keep it off? Is he?
The Big
is
Show
he
is
still-
keeping it off. He's
Yeah, I haven't
actually
seen the
down
Big Show in a
around
while.
360.
That's
Yeah.
got to be hard to do because
Yeah.
he did all that for that big match with
Lesnar.
LeBron. Was it LeBron James?
Or
Oh, no.
Mayweather.
Yeah.
Mayweather.
Yeah, Mayweather.
No,
yeah.
Shaq.
No, wasn't Mayweather.
Yeah, it was
Shaq.
Shaq.
Oh,
He did it with
Shaq.
Shaq. And then
Shaq
it
canceled.
got canceled.
I know
yeah.
a lot of people
But
hate
you
on him.
lose.
No,
But you go
it
from
was,
520 down to 383. Now you're down to 360. That's impressive for a guy.
100%.
his size.
That's amazing.
Was it Mayweather? I thought it was
It's
another
Shaq.
boxer.
No,
No,
Shaq.
Shaq.
The boxer he fought.
Yeah, no,
Mayweather.
Floyd.
No, he was 500 pounds when he fought Mayweather.
Yeah.
Mayweather knocked him out with brass
I
knucks.
hate that.
The
Wasn't
other
it in New York?
the other
Yeah.
big change would be Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
He had
sure,
help.
yeah.
He had help.
I see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Matt Hardy?
Matt Hardy.
From Fat Hardy to Matt.
That was
Hardy.
that was one other one. Drew McIntyre.
The blueprint.
Well, Drew McIntyre's been cut since he left Impact like that. He came in Impact,
but he
looking
changed
like
his
that.
complete.
When he
look.
left WWE, he was not real cut.
Is there anyone that
He
went
put on a lot of muscle
the
mass.
wrong way?
Oh, and got fat.
Yeah,
Tyler Breeze for a little bit there.
He's back to be.
He looks good now.
Yeah, he started walking out with t-shirts.
Oh, Cassius Ohno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But when he first was in NXT
Yeah.
now,
When he was in ROH, he's very lean.
Yeah.
Bull Dempsey's down to 240.
I forgot about him.
After, yeah.
I saw him. I watched back
That
NXT.
bull fit. That actually like
Oh.
when he left WWE because of that, he actually like took that to heart because like they didn't want me because I was out of overweight and out of shape.
Pull up that Outbreak.
I thought that was kind of an insulting gimmick for him.
Yeah.
He was at a GSW show a couple times.
Oh, and
Nice.
one piece of news I did forget: Sammy Callahan and Daga fired from MLW.
Who?
Sammy
No,
Callahan,
the other guy.
Daga.
I'm not familiar with him.
He
Sammy
was,
Callahan.
he was a big guy in AAA.
Is he still in Impact too?
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember Ivan Putski.
and
When
Daga
Ivan Putski
is
used to be
dating
huge,
Tessa
and
Blanchard.
all of a sudden, one week he shows up on Superstars of Wrestling. It's like that's not Ivan Putski. He's totally ripped, jacked.
AEW officially signed Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, Sean Spears.
Sean Spears.
Yeah.
So that was another one we forgot as well too. What do you think about the contact thing? Like, where
I don't
there's
like. Yeah,
contacts?
what is the contacts? And
Strange.
he has like the mohawk now. I guess he's going for a new thing. I don't know.
Who knows?
I
But he
don't
still
know if
does his.
Oh, he should because that's over.
Yeah, I mean, it still gets over even in different companies.
So we're
you're
gonna
gonna run
we're
with
gonna shift gears here. We're gonna go to last Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday. If you missed it, Outbreak was in Temple, PA.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Fire Company.
very good time. I'm excited for them to be back at the field house because
Yeah.
there's a lot more
That's
room.
like the pay per view.
Yeah. It's a lot more room, and you can get.
Which means I really have to wear the suit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you gotta
I'm gonna die in there in July.
Oh,
in a
yeah,
suit.
I would say don't.
Yeah.
I just wear the top and then have shorts on and
Yeah.
just sitting on a table.
Well, I can't really do that because they have the GoPro guys, and the GoPro guys after every match comes over is like
Pat McAfee does
I
it.
was
he's
just
like
about to say
3,
McAfee.
2, 1.
Well, as long as you put
I gotta tell him to shoot the waist up.
Yeah,
so
Just shoot the waist
So
up.
that's my only complaint for Outbreak this week is they had some people around the ring videotaping. If you're videotaping, can you please move
Rotate.
around?
Rotate.
Because this dude stood in the corner. Now we paid extra money for the front row ticket,
Yeah.
so you're paying it for a reason.
Mhm.
This dude stood in the post, like we were corner posts of the ring.
Yeah.
He didn't move.
So,
the
like, not
entire
only-
show.
Not only
Oh,
could
God.
we not see already because of the post, which was because of where we were sitting, but then this dude blocked like the actual
You
path.
should have
into
said
the
something
ring.
because then
Right.
he probably wasn't smartened up to.
Yeah.
Like an actual photographer
But-
takes pictures and then they do this
like,
and they go down.
Carrie never gets in your way.
No,
Never.
No, people that know what they're doing don't get in the way.
But even the two people, like the other two people who were videotaping, didn't get in my way.
But
They didn't move either.
Really?
Yeah.
They one stayed center ring here, one said center ring there.
And see, they're roaming cams, so they're
Yes.
supposed to do this. They
move
weren't smart
your
enough.
feet because
Yeah.
people can't. Like when you post up, you can't see anything.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, we didn't see
Like
anything.
the hard cam stays still. That's always the one that's it's up and it's
And
the back.
honestly, what some of the wrestlers were doing was really smart. There's a little window up there. They were filming from that window.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it was a good shot. That was my only complaint. Nothing that make or break anything for me, but it was
I'll say something next time.
our whole corner. We couldn't see anything.
I gotta tell them people move around.
Yeah, they got to move. They got to move around because you couldn't see anything.
And then when you're not taking it, you're supposed to like go on your knees.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to him. I
he
was
had a
like, why
stick.
aren't you on
He had a
your-
stick. Like he
Yeah.
It
couldn't
was Ty Awesome's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but still, I mean,
couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
you
anything.
gotta, if you don't want to do that, you gotta be.
No, I'm
smart
not
about
complaining. Obviously, an indie show is what, a $15 ticket, $20 ticket. It is what it is, but just it did bum
No,
me
but
out
yeah.
that I was just like, man, we can't see
it.
anything.
Yeah, that sucks.
Then we had like an adult or two that had kids that probably was.
If there was a
drinking
kid in
and
my
driving.
seat, he didn't have a chance.
Really, that would suck.
Yeah. Well, there actually was a kid next to me, and the dad and the kid switched spots so the kid can be more center.
Yeah.
But like when the one camera guy who was on this side and the other guy who was on this post would come together, it would literally
Oh,
block
God.
everyone's
And
view.
a lot of places when the post they don't put the chairs there, they kind of like
They
Angles.
go
the post,
around
they,
the
yeah,
post.
they end like this.
But you
there's
can
no
at
sitting
Temple
there.
because there's
Yeah, it's smaller.
And I don't mind.
Are they still bringing signs to the shows?
No.
To the live shows. Okay.
No.
Because I was
Well,
gonna say,
there's
that
one
would be
sign-
a great way to hold.
there's
the sign
only
behind
one
them.
sign.
Someone
Why,
please
yeah.
tell him to move around a little bit.
Yeah.
We can't see.
Yeah.
Well, there's really one sign, and that's the kid that brings the fruity pebbles
Yeah.
and the
And that got
Fruit Loop box.
took a little damage this
Yeah.
week. Which is
That was.
hilarious.
We'll get to that. That
Yeah.
was hilarious.
But
But the pre-show was Pone and Bone from California.
Pony
against
Bone.
John Dams Jr. and Izzy McCoy.
Pone and Bone. I didn't know that was their name.
I mean, that's the tag team name. Pone and Bone.
Pone and Bone.
Pone and wait, spell that.
It was POWN and BOWN. Pone and Bone.
Like
That's
we're gonna bang people.
I
Pone
get,
and Bone?
yeah.
Well, he kept saying, "I want her."
Oh, I guess they're like Joey Ryan. Like,
It's funny. The guy has a great look.
Yeah, he does.
But
both. Oh yeah, I watched it. Both
did
of them are
anyone else
jacked.
notice that the one guy had like the Batman logo
It
shaved into
was,
his
a
chest?
it was a Superman logo.
He came
Was
up
it?
to us.
yeah, it was a Superman logo.
Yeah, them guys were. I'd never met them before, but they both were in good shape.
Yeah,
They seemed like they weren't bad. The match seemed a little off. Like they didn't know
it
how
was
to
a little slow.
do some heel stuff.
The whole thing throughout the entire show is that the crowd just wasn't into it, and like we were trying our
Here
best,
and there, yeah.
we were trying our best to like the clap, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't getting over.
That
Yeah.
match ended up with John Dams Jr. and Izzy McCoy on This Is Outbreak pre-show with the victory.
Yeah, I forget what happened.
It's a good match. It was solid.
She did her cartwheel elbow drop thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Solid
John-
match.
Yeah. And then we go into the first match of the night, which was Killian McMurphy making his return to Outbreak against
He's
Ty
great.
Awesome.
Killian's awesome.
Yeah,
Great
they
heel.
booked Ty, I think, earlier that day.
Yeah.
Killian was originally supposed
they
to
did
wrestle
before.
Laszlo Arpad,
Yeah, he
but
got hurt.
Laszlo got injured.
Yeah.
So
That was a nice match.
Honestly, I think
I didn't get to see it.
I think it paid off better because I think the Laszlo Killian would have just been a big guy squashing a small
Yeah.
guy, and they were both
more evenly
they
matched.
worked better.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good work. Killian's amazing. What Killian's if you don't know Killian, he is his fiance is Sunny Kiss from AEW. Super talented dude. I actually got a chant going through that
Really?
match. Yeah, I got not really a chant. I was the only one doing it because
Yeah.
no one knew what I was
He
saying.
came right into the corner.
Yeah, and I forget what he said to me. Like he said I was
He-
stupid.
No, he said that podcast is dead, and so is the guy in the ring.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So I kept chanting "Meet the Press."
Oh,
Because
okay.
he
yes,
does,
yes.
so,
Great.
so he does a podcast where he has a guest come on and they don't even put it in sandwiches, they just eat slices of lunch meat,
Yeah.
and they eat lunch meat and they talk, and it's called Meet the Press. I told him I want to be on it.
Do they consider that multitasking? Or
Yeah,
okay.
so
I mean, we can cross-reference the shows.
I want to be on it, and I want to bring Kielbasi from Kevalonics. I think that would be the best.
Great.
Like you got to bring what we come from our area,
Yeah.
like Kevalonics and Gears Ice Tea, and that's our Meet the Press episode.
You bring some Farlows.
Yeah.
big, a big hoagie.
Ooh, I can bring Farlow's cold cuts.
We'll make one. We won't even cut it in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
He doesn't want the sandwich. He just wants cold
He
cuts.
lets me, yeah.
So we'll
I
bring
don't know if they still do
we'll
that.
bring like the fried chicken
By
because
the
it's
way,
like
while we're on the subject here, I need him for a delivery at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
You have to take that up with him.
but yeah, so I chanted Meet the Press, and then after the show, he walked up to me and he's like, "Dude, that was hilarious."
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Killian is.
I told him, I said, "Dude, when are we gonna wrestle?" He's like, "Sometime, man." I'm like, yeah. He's like,
Yeah, he's
like,
so
floating around,
he's so
but
good. Killian's
said
awesome.
he wants to try getting PPW. I was like, well, you might use you.
Yeah.
Getting into the second match of the night, we had the Father of the Guided versus Death Camp. So this was supposed to be your semifinals match in the Bad
It was
Street
1
tournament.
versus 3.
Yeah, he's still
DB Kraft came out, no partners, no nothing, against Death Camp, who is the team of Henry Lee Haight, Tyson Creed, and Grey Wolf's little minion.
Yeah.
This is the first time he
He's
actually
cool too.
That's the first time everybody's seen him since Ed House let him out of that little trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed House stole him, but like technically, if you like kind of break the
Kidnapped.
kayfabe a little bit, this was his first in-ring match.
Yes.
So he was very excited about that. He's been working out really hard. Like I follow on social media, he's trying really hard. He wants to kind of get a little in-ring, take some bumps. I thought he did a good job. We'll get into why.
I didn't get to see any of that, actually.
We'll get into why he did a good job in a second. Because,
DB, you know the little hammer he carries around?
Yeah.
And now, mind you, I got headphones like this on.
Three Stooges.
I have headphones like this on, so I can hear the two guys sitting next to me. I heard him hit him with that hammer through the headset. I'm like,
bonk.
It was literally whack, and I'm like,
you know what?
He really hit him with it.
Facially, the little guy kind of looks like PCO.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like a little PCO.
Yeah. So
I'm laughing. I'm trying not to laugh because these microphones that we're using picks up everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like trying not to laugh about it because he really hit him with it.
Yeah.
And it was literally like,
yep.
And it's a foam hammer, and he smokes him in the back with it.
It's a real hammer.
It's a real hammer.
It's a real hammer.
Okay,
it's
it's
like
a real
50
hammer.
pounds.
It's like Thor's
anyways,
hammer. Like you get hit with that, it's game
Henry Lee
over.
Haight and Tyson Creed turned their backs on the Minion and joined DB Craft.
I think now they're the official part of the team for the Bash League titles.
It is
It's
Drew
three-way.
Bronson,
Which is exciting because you're gonna have the Mustachery boys versus DB,
Yeah.
who used to be in
It is-
Mustachery.
It is DB Craft and Henry Lee Haight plus a partner of his choosing, so it's not Tyson Creed
okay.
against the Kings of Mustachery against Riot City.
Yeah. It's a three-way, and apparently it's pinfall's count anywhere.
Yes, it's basically anything goes.
I think that's going to be the main event of
The only catch to the
Outbreak-
match is I think the
Hamburg show.
pinfall has to take place in the ring.
Okay, I'm
That's
not
the
sure.
only
There's
rule.
weird rules. I'm not really.
Yeah.
Anything goes, but I believe the pinfall must take place in the ring.
That's cool.
So anything goes, man. I don't.
That hammer. Might
Well, the
be-
last time we were at the
All I
Fieldhouse,
wanna
all I
say
remember
is-
is Sicken jumping off the bleachers.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I hope people are ready to leave their seats that show because they might have to go follow some stuff. They might have to go take a walk. Yeah. Well, and then next,
The next match we had
a lot
was
of, another quick thing. A lot of the fans were upset about that. Say that was a waste of time. But I mean, if you're once again,
that's
if you
great
come,
storytelling.
if you come every
Yeah.
week, that was your storytelling match. So
Yeah,
I didn't
And
mind it.
me, like, not knowing the story, I was like, this is cool. Because
I
I
mean-
mean, I was able to use context.
something
of what was
different,
going
yeah.
on.
I mean, at the same time, I kind of felt bad for Drew because he drove 4 hours to be there for a storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's
Shows his
great.
dedication.
Yeah, it's great storytelling
He
leading
still got
into.
paid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like in a nutshell, yeah, he got paid, but it's great storytelling leading into the triple threat.
And then
If I own a company and a guy's gonna drive 4
Yeah.
hours to do a squash match,
Wasn't even a match. The bell never rang.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna, no, they pinned him.
Did they?
It was a clean pin. Yeah. So if I'm gonna have a guy who's gonna willing to drive 4 hours so he can do a 30-second match,
Okay.
He's one of the first guys that I met at the Outbreak show at
The Fieldhouse.
no, at the Firehouse.
At the Firehouse.
Yeah, way back,
He's
yeah.
really cool.
yeah, cool dude.
We had him call in already,
Yeah.
and he would be perfect for things that aren't cool in high school.
100%. Yeah, he's a really cool. I love the dude. He's a really really nice guy. He was one of the guys he actually the first time we actually talked in the parking lot for a while after it was used. He's just awesome. But yeah, we actually got in a little bit of debate with the fans coming in about AEW
And how Goldberg
And how
needs
Gold-
to hold the title.
and Goldberg needs to be a champion again.
oh my god.
And we're saying, well, who would be the next guy to go to AEW? And we said, don't be surprised if it's like a guy like Randy Orton. And they're like, Randy Orton would never leave. And we said the same thing about Jericho.
It's true.
It's just an interesting group of people.
Yeah, it was. They were the same guys that told me last week before that if the reason Ric Flair's health is so bad is because he's not wrestling.
Bro, Ric Flair thinks he can wrestle.
Yeah. So I love him to death, but it was just an interesting conversation.
It sounds like that. Oh my god.
I would love to have him on the show just to hear some of their
Woo! Some fans' theories are way out
it was out there. All right, next match.
Next match was the Whose House Open Challenge, which again was answered by Troy Mest, and Troy Mest cut a small promo there saying how he wants to wrestle Ed House.
Oh.
He knows he trained Ed, but Ed said this isn't happening. It's not going to happen. I know what you want, and you're not getting what you want. And then Troy.
By the way, before I cut you off there, Ed's mic didn't work the entire promo,
Really?
and he was still
loud.
allowed. And one of honestly, Ed Robbie did a great job in his promo. We'll get to in a minute, but Ed House is phenomenal on the mic.
Yeah.
He's just
Funny.
hilarious. He's a funny dude. He got in the mic and I went, "We want Ed Hub," and he comes, "It's coming, brother. It's coming." Funny dude, man. Ed House is he's all around just a super talented dude. Hilarious on the mic. He's another dude that I think if like a company picked up, he would be a top dude. He has a great size, he has a great look, and he's hilarious on the mic.
Just keep carrying the barbed wire baseball bat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's that in the axe.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never seen
He has an
that.
axe too. He did a punk rocker.
Yeah, that's hybrid.
Yeah,
He's
that was
got-
hybrid.
when we were in WPW years ago.
That's hilarious. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
He should do that
I
again.
think sometimes he does it in CCW. It's
Mhm.
down by Harrisburg.
Yeah, I wish he would do that again. That
But
was
after Troy Mest was cut off yet again for the second show in a row, out came Showtime Jeremy Grimes.
great. Now is
and-
Showtime the guy who they beat up with his own mirror?
No, that was Debonair Kurt Blair.
Okay, thank you.
And
That's the one that looks like Johnny Gargano.
Yes.
He was not there this time.
apparently he is kind of retired.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I
Did he get
guess
hurt?
his music career kind of took off. He
Oh.
actually has a pretty good album, and he's performed in a lot of like big places down in the Baltimore area.
Really?
So
Good for
as,
him.
Wow.
as of right now, he's kind of retired.
You gotta find out his stuff. I'd like to plug it.
BLARE is the
Does he
album.
rap,
It's
or-
yeah,
Oh, okay.
It's BL4RE is the album.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that yet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when we're done.
It's www. It's a really long
real
like,
quick,
90s address.
It's just supposed to be Blair.
/ Geocities.
Yeah, real quick. We
Geocities.
got 6 watching, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and sticking with us here.
The most people we've ever had watching live.
No, we broke this
Don't
high.
say that.
record,
Put it
but
over. It's wrestling.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 people
There's
watching.
10,000 people watching. But no,
Round up.
let's just while you're here, please do us a favor. It really helps our podcast out. Just hit that subscribe button and that like button. We're trying to make some money off this, and YouTube will pay us if we get 1,000 subscribers. So we're trying to really climb our way up.
And then go to my Facebook page
Of
and
course.
go on the entrance music.
Oh
for
yeah.
me.
Well, I'll get that right after.
Of course, Ed House doing what he does in his open house challenge. Jeremy Grimes put up a good fight, but that match ended in a disqualification.
Now is that a house
Tyler Ash.
undefeated in Outbreak?
No.
I don't.
Like I said, I
don't
could have
know.
sworn he
No.
lost a match earlier.
Did he
He
lose
lost-
to Mr. Grimes?
Mr. Grimm.
Mr. Grimm,
He beat
Mr. Grimm,
Mr.
sorry, sorry.
Grimm, but I want to say Ed lost at least one match.
Okay,
I'm not.
but he's on a
sure.
very long win streak.
He
Yeah.
should get an Intimidator title shot, right?
He should be getting a title shot.
He should be getting a title shot.
I think Yams beat him one time.
Yeah, Yams
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah.
But of course, Ed House becomes out victorious due to disqualification, which leads us into our Intimidator title match. It was nice to see this guy like breaking kayfabe a little bit, but I met him about 10 years ago in NEWF down there in Haven. But Ty Reno
Yeah,
made
I
his
seen him,
Outbreak
yeah.
debut against Yams, the Working Man, in the Intimidator title
It's a good
match.
match.
He can do some really. There was a couple of things that he messed up, but he seems like he can do some really, really cool, good stuff.
Yeah,
I really liked watching him wrestle.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. He said he's coming back, so
He'll be back.
The one of
He's
two
mostly-
Ty debuts. Ty
He
Reno,
has
Ty
a
Awesome.
tag team called the Gunners, and his tag team partner is King Blackie the Shield. So don't be surprised if you see them come back as a tag team.
No, I really like watching.
No,
him
I don't know
wrestle.
if I wrestled them.
You wrestled them in a tag team match when you wrestled one or
Pretty
two
sure I
times for
did.
WF.
Yeah. It was a good match.
Pretty sure I did.
congratulations,
And
Jans, for retaining.
And I think both of them, or one of them is involved in what was it, Hard Knocks Pro or something like that. One of the wrestling things that's going to be at that Outbreak.
And the
Camp.
one thing I'll say about this match is this is the first time Yams was actually outweighed in an Intimidator title match. He was not the bigger man,
Oh wow!
which was
Yeah.
The last time he wasn't the bigger man
no.
with what your partner
Well, no.
in PBW.
Pat's taller.
Pat's
taller, but doesn't weigh that
I don't know
much.
if Pat weighs about.
Pat
3.
doesn't weigh 325.
He got to be close to 3.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying Pat's a
He's not a
Just a
small
big-
dude by any
yeah.
means necessary, but
he's a
Yeah.
big.
Ty Reno is just a big man.
Yeah.
Real quick while we have you in here, our one of our buddies, John, is in the chat, and
Mhm.
John was part of that drag show wrestling event,
Oh.
and I did tell him how you were very
Yeah.
upset. that-
Yeah. What was
Well,
it?
There was
Yeah.
no Tina Colada
Yeah.
sighting.
I think
Yeah.
I used a different name though.
Yeah, so the king of cross dressing was not
Yeah.
invited to the cross dressing
Yeah,
wrestling
come
show.
on now.
So
I know there's a little bit of heat of the guy that runs the sanctuary in PBW.
So
And-
you
and he
heard
could show up
that
with
isn't on
She-Hulk.
me.
So you heard it here first, guys at the sanctuary. If you're looking for a fun time, you can call Andy
I
up.
think I look
Could
a
you
little
show
bit
up as
better than all
She-Hulk
them
and
others.
wrestle?
No, John looked good.
Yeah, he did.
John
He
shaved
looked
his
great.
beard.
He looked the best out of all the ones I seen. I didn't see everybody.
John looked good.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm a little better.
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
you talk trash.
You need to call Andy up. He'll
I
do that.
need a different top for the She-Hulk one, and plus my pate would come
He
off.
said, "I'm sorry, Andy, but thank you guys for the shout out." Yeah,
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
I'm friends with him on my Facebook.
he's a good dude.
but Yams, the Working Man, retains his Intimidator title after a very impressive match out of both gentlemen, which
Great match.
I thought that
Did-
match
did
up to
he,
that point
hit
was
him
the
with the
best
va-
match of the first half.
Did he hit him with the Vader bomb?
Yes, the Working Man,
Yeah, okay.
the blue collar bomb,
Yeah.
collar bomb as he calls it.
Yeah,
Which he goes all the way to the top rope and does it, which is a little more
Yeah.
impressive than what Vader and them
Yeah.
do.
When you weigh 300 plus.
Yeah. And then we went to our intermission. Of course, everybody walked around, did their thing.
It was
had
a
good
short
time.
one. It was
Yeah.
a short one.
And then we go into potentially the match of the night, which was the crown jewel of the winner's circle, Tyler Ash taking on the picture perfect assassin, Chris Slade.
Hands down for me, that was the match of the
And like
night.
I said, Chris Slade very Will Ospreay-esque.
Yeah, very very good
Yeah.
match.
I wanted more.
Yeah,
I wanted so much
a
longer.
great
I
match.
mean,
The only thing, and it wasn't on them, it was the spot with the ref.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The,
There was a
the
weird-
manager, was there a manager? Or something?
Yeah, there was a
Jeremy
weird.
Grimes was out of
Yeah,
his
and the ref like he like was going to count and he just stopped counting
Yep.
to go look at the and that's on the ref. I haven't told
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah.
that's the ref.
And there was a spot where
did reverse
there,
Rana.
There was a spot
Yep.
where Tyler had a really good move, and the ref had, instead of pinning, he went around the entire ring to start the count on the other side.
Yeah, he's a new ref.
And
He's like-
and I mean, I know like
That took away from the match, but I mean, the match was still good.
the ref, he goes there. That would have been a 3.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been obviously, but it was.
There was a
yeah.
spot where Chris Slade went for the Os cutter. I don't know what he calls it, and then
The
Tyler
death
got him,
stroke.
and he
flipped out of it.
into the cradle shock that Chris Sabin used to do.
Yeah.
That was
Awesome match. Super
His
good
Os
match.
cutter he calls the death stroke.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. Tyler gets a lot of heat for being a heel. Dude's talented.
Yeah.
He's good. He's a good worker.
Yeah,
And,
that was a good
and
match.
Slade, right?
Chris Slade.
One thing I loved was Chris Slade hit the Fosbury flop.
If his
and landed
name
on
is
feet.
Chris Slade,
Yep. Oh
and he
my
calls
God,
his
that was
finisher
nice.
the Deathstroke, I think he's a fan. Well,
Yep.
Hey,
I don't know
Dog
why.
running,
I
dog running.
don't know why Heidi let her out.
he
But,
must be a fan of the character Deathstroke.
Yeah.
yeah,
Go
Chris Slade
upstairs.
hitting the Fosbury flop, landing on his feet. That was like even
Yeah.
better than before. Like
Go ahead.
to do that is
You're on
hard
camera.
enough the way it is to do a half corkscrew flip over the top rope and land on your feet.
Yeah.
Ace Austin does it religiously,
Yeah.
but to see Chris Slade do it like that in a small spot, it
he
was
did it
incredible.
so clean, and no
Yeah.
mats either there.
Yeah,
That's the one thing that I always think when you do an outside spot at our events, we don't have any outside mats, and that's one thing that really worries me sometimes.
Yeah,
It's because God
wish
forbid
it was
you-
Matt's.
I remember when you were at NEWF
Yeah, hit
in
the
that
floor
ladder
pretty
match.
hard.
Really?
He did a suicide dive out of the ring, hit a ladder, and then just face first onto the concrete.
Ooh.
My hip hit real hard first.
Really?
It was like Sean Carr was there and somebody else, and like it just didn't make it. And it was like hit the floor. I'm like, come on, fuck.
Yeah. All right. Next.
And I'm doing security, and all I hear is a thud on the
Yeah.
ground. I look over at Andy, and Andy's just like
It was a
shaking his
ladder
head.
match too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still won.
Next, we had
That
a tag team match between the Real Life Freaks, who we met at the Burnsboro Community Center in the Livewire Battle Royal, against a returning tag team in 410 Massive.
Okay.
I didn't see this match. So
I don't
can't say
remember it.
anything.
I don't want to sound like a dick, but I don't remember the match.
The guy not the call.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I don't.
It was
It's all right.
okay.
I think I went to the
I
bathroom.
think it could have
as
been a
well.
lot better.
I think I took a pee there in that
It
match.
probably was a letdown after last match. I mean, cool.
That match was
nothing against
that match was 10 minutes of
It's just
comedy spots.
yeah,
I'm not familiar with any of the
They like
teams,
Wait,
really.
stole-
Captain Crunch?
yeah.
He comes
There's
out
a,
like.
there's a pirate.
I'm a fan.
He's a pirate man.
What's the gimmick you were saying he kind of resembles with the doll?
Jesse and Festus.
Yeah,
Or
Jesse
the
and-
bell.
Except the Captain Crunch doll is his bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that led us into our co-main event of the evening featuring
Damn.
Mac Mayhem, our very own Andy
I was
Hitter,
there. I was there for that.
and Lucha Underground superstar Cortez Castro.
Formerly Ricky
So,
Reyes.
I'll kind of break it a little bit down. So Andy was pretty much in a handicap match the entire time.
Yeah.
Getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
No,
One good match,
Andy
but-
held his own for
That's
a
right.
good portion of the match. Looked very strong. Andy looked like it was.
I got some good stuff. Eh?
Yeah.
By the way, thank you for hitting your finish. I actually got to call the Holy Driver. Kryptonite Crunch?
You hit one of your.
Holy
You hit
Driver's
the
a
Death-
different move.
you hit the Death Valley Valor Driver.
No, the Kryptonite Crunch is different. That's the one from behind.
Yeah, that's the one you did.
Yeah. Okay.
He Andy showed why he was the champion at one point.
Yeah, how about that springboard? I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I made it.
Yeah.
They were 3/4 away across the ring, and I just see you flying through the air, and I'm like, oh shit.
All three just put a great match on, and then
And they were chopping me pretty much there. For a little
crowd
bit.
reaction in that
Yeah.
match. We had everyone going for
Yeah.
Andy Header.
and it's funny because every time they would do the go ahead do your Andy header,
I'm fucking right.
we started the clap, and maybe it was a bad thing because every time they would say that and then the chant would happen,
Yeah.
they just
Get
hit you
shots.
harder.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Whew, some of those Max can lay a chop.
yeah, man.
You got lit up in that match. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
they both did.
You-
It was like
they were
4 or
both
5.
laying into you. I'm
Yeah.
like, Andy's gonna be so sore after this.
It was a good match. It was a very good match. That it
thought
looked
it was
it looked like the very end that Andy was going to pull it off
Mhm.
there, and then Cortez hit his finish, and then that was it.
Yeah,
But I
I
mean-
forget what he calls it. It's like the cradle shock.
Yeah.
The Lucha Destroyer.
Is that what he calls it? Yeah.
But
Or the
I mean,
Lucha Driver.
Yeah.
one.
realistically,
How about when they double super kicked me after my double stomp miss?
yeah. But Andy went in there as a handicap match because they refused to fight each other for a while, and I thought
As soon as Mac Mayhem went for the first pin, that was kind of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
no, because he went for like 2 or 3 of them, and he just said like I'm sorry, and they just kept jumping him. But it was a good showing. It showed why Andy was a champion at one point. That you are
You
still
took an impressive
Right.
brain buster too.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
yeah.
Look at that.
I don't remember.
He don't remember.
From our angle, it looked rough.
Who gave it to me?
Mac. Mac hit you with a brain
Are
buster.
you sure you don't mean the DVD in the
No,
corner?
No, it was a brain
The
buster.
brain buster didn't look bad.
Because when he went
ending-
for the pin after it, then Cortez ripped him off. He's like, "Hang on," and he goes to pick it.
That
He's
was
like,
no, that was supposed to just be a hanging vertical suplex.
Yeah.
it looked more like a brain buster. We
Yeah.
called it as a brain buster.
It looked like a brain
Yeah.
buster. Yeah, you
But,
came on your head.
Afterwards, that's when Cortez broke up with me. He's like, "Wait, I'm gonna show you how it's really done." And he looked like he was going to give you another one. Then he started here, come back.
Okay.
Yeah. Great match.
Thank you.
I gave it. I thought that was the second best match of the
Yeah,
night.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then we
that
go
was great.
into the main event.
Main event. We got a promo
Main
earlier in the
event.
night from Robbie
Radke.
and Tyler. Very good promo from Robbie. Crowd was definitely, we'll say, into it again.
Yep.
The Tyler crowd show. I mean, the Ian Bush
Yes,
crowd.
not Tyler.
Yeah, the Ian Bush crowd showed up in all full force. It was a good match. It was a good match.
I
Ian
didn't get to see any.
Ian
of
Bush went for a move off the.
We thought we were gonna
The
hit his head
corner,
off. Yeah.
He was near our side, and there was a fan on.
Oh,
And I
okay,
was
yeah.
just like,
So the only thing, and maybe this is breaking kayfabe again, that I was kind of like questioning why his fans were chanting something over and over and over
Mm-hmm.
again. They kept chanting "small package,"
yeah,
and that's how the match ended.
Oh.
Putting it out there.
That had nothing to do with the match ending.
I'm just saying. That's exact. They chanted.
They
it.
were more chanting towards Robbie Radke.
Really? Yeah,
I don't know. They were chanting throughout the night.
Yeah.
They smarten them up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. An
Their
insider.
chant the most of the night was they kept it would, no matter who was in the ring. they were
Dan
chanting.
O'Brien used to do a gimmick in ROH where that was his finisher. Wow, he was Mr. Small Package.
Yeah.
So-
That's
But no, they were referring to Robbie Radke's.
yeah, his package.
Hey, we don't know. Maybe he's packing. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll ask the girl next time.
Yeah.
We'll
Last
report.
Danielle.
Yeah, she's super nice too. We talked to her.
She seems very
I
nice.
said-
I don't really know her too
I
much.
said,
but
tell
she
him,
seems
tell
nice.
him, great match. It was a great time. He
By
did
the
a
way,
great
Good
job.
champ.
When
Yeah.
when I talked to him when we were upstairs before the show started, I'm like, "Were you really coming back from Six Flags?" He's like, "Yeah, we were really coming back from Six Flags."
At the
And she was
Birdsboro
like,
show.
she was like, I'm so sorry that I was screaming on your podcast. I was like, no, it was funny.
At the Birdsboro show, I think it was her. She had a sweet Razor Ramon jacket.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
No.
awesome. Or was it Robbie?
Nope, it wasn't the Birdsboro show. That was the one with Ace Austin.
No.
What was the one with Ace Austin?
Oh, wait,
Ace
was he
Austin
there?
was in Birdsboro, yeah.
Well, okay. Then
She
it
was
was
wearing a sweet gold dust coat that
Was it?
night.
I thought it was a
It was-
Razor Ramon
It was a
one.
gold because she sat right behind us. It was a gold dust jacket.
Oh.
It was awesome. It was
But,
a really cool gold dust shirt, gold dust jacket.
Yeah, those two put on a pretty solid main event, and then new champion.
New champion.
New
Bush.
champion.
Fourth champion. Robbie only defended it one time, so the whole two defense thing is gone.
Yeah. Andy Header still tied for longest Outbreak title reign.
Yeah, me and David too.
Yep. Good match. It was a good match.
Robbie went for the frog splash. Ian got the knees up, rolled him over into the cover, and
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
So
I thought
he-
there was something going on in the corner, and he rolled him up in a small package and
I
won.
did not
Robbie hit him
see-
with the mood swing. Robbie should have pinned him right
The
there.
mood
He went to
swing.
drag him over to the corner, went for the frog splash, and came right down on the knees, hooked him over. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe I got the
So I
ending
got
messed
the
up.
fourth champion. Now he wrestles Cortez at Hamburg.
Cortez a cat.
So now you guys work it out.
Yep. Cortez, because Cortez is a beast.
Yeah.
Dame has wrestled Cortez, came up unsuccessful. You were in a 3-way match with Cortez, came up unsuccessful.
He's undefeated, right?
Yes.
Yep. I thought honestly, for being in a match with Max and Cortez and the showing Andy had, I was impressed.
Mm.
Baby face, baby face, baby face.
So if you could give Ian Bush any
I bought an Ian Bush shirt that day. I have a baby face shirt. Yep.
So if you can give him any kind of advice going to a match against Cortez Castro, what would it be?
Mm-hmm. Watch him for the chops, I guess.
Yeah.
You better learn.
He already wrestled Cortez.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he lost
Yeah, he
him.
lost.
So he
Wear
lost
the
what's gonna happen.
D'Lo Brown chest
Yeah.
protector.
Get a
You
Roman
gotta,
Reigns.
you gotta wear
vest.
the bulletproof vest while taking the chops.
Yeah, get a Roman Reigns vest.
Okay.
Great match.
It was
a good
like,
time.
sorry, brother. It was like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Very solid 3-hour event. I thought it was very smooth, very fun. Me, myself, Jason Gotti, and Carolina Jim were on commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Carolina
time.
Jim does,
The only thing I was concerned about is they moved our table.
I like the table there
spot-
better.
I like it there. I mean, you tell everyone, don't fuck with announcers, please.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
That was one thing I stressed in
Yeah.
What
the
the crowd?
meeting.
The crowd kept saying stuff. To you?
no, the wrestlers.
Yeah.
When they come out, like just
No, because what happened at the last show, I said, please stay away from the announce
don't
table.
slam anybody on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
when
This is the last
Johnny
match.
Stantz laid on the table at the last show prior,
It
the
came-
table collapsed, and my legs and Gotti's legs were under the table. all the equipment starts falling off the table. It's not even our equipment.
Yeah.
And I had a massive bruise and lump on my left leg for about a week and a half.
All right, so thank you, and once again, thank you guys, Outbreak, for your amazing show. Me and Austin had a blast.
Good time.
We got our front rows. We sat with we had some guy in between us, but we had Alexis and her dad hanging out with us as well. So that was a good time.
I was laughing at that.
I was like,
that one.
what? That was a laugh.
So our topic tonight is going to be, we want to tell some memorable stories of times we went to shows. So it could be a house show, it could be a main event show, it could be a WWE, WCW, TNA, it could be anything. It
Before
could
we
be
get into this, cheap plug, PPW this Saturday, TJP, Summer Rae.
Yeah, it will be there.
Mercedes Martinez defending against Ali
Yeah, I
Rex.
was going to do that.
What's that?
Oh, well, sure.
Yeah, we have we do plugs at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, 6 people viewing, only 2 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Help us out here. So we'll kind of go around the table. We are at the hour 19 mark, so we try to keep it a little on the smaller side. But Austin, you go your first time.
Oh, I'm going
one of your first stories at an event. Could be anything.
So I think my favorite of all time. We were at the beach. I think it was 2013. I think we were at Myrtle Beach or one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and we're watching a pay-per-view, and we see a video package start, and Rob Van Dam's returning, and he's returning to Money in the Bank in Philadelphia the week before my birthday. And I remember I was the only one in the hotel room because I wasn't feeling good, and my parents and my sister went out, and he came back to check on me, and he came in as it happened. Fast forward a month, we went to the show, and seeing Rob Van Dam return to WWE in a Money in the Bank match that's surreal, honestly. And before the show started, and I'm kind of stealing one that he was going to say, Bob Backlund was there. And me and him got to take a picture with Bob Backlund, and
Nice.
he ended up signing it.
Bob
too.
Backlund,
My hero.
Bob
It's
Backlund
his
was walking
hairline.
around the arena.
No, he had his own spot.
Ah,
Yeah,
Right where we walked in.
Right as
where,
soon as we walked
I didn't
in.
even know it was going to
Bob
be there.
Backlund's a little out of his mind.
he's awesome.
Yeah,
Basically,
he's
he's-
really- is he legitimately crazy, or is he
Yes,
just
yes,
acting?
yes.
He's great.
But he
I
used
don't
to,
think he is.
from Impact, when he was doing that Impact thing, he would get a hotel and he requested that it be so many miles away, so he would walk there every day when they're doing the tapings because he wanted to walk so many miles
what a nut.
to Impact and then back from Impact. And he drank carrot juice mixed with something else because it was the closest thing that was consistency to human blood.
He was a fitness nut. He was a fitness nut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Have you ever read his book?
no.
There's some great stuff.
Really?
In it. I'll have to lend it to you.
Okay.
I'll lend it to you.
He's,
There's
he's a
great
little nutty.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's not
in
gonna
his
kill
book.
anybody or anything. But he's a little out.
Yeah. So what will be your story?
I don't know. There's a funny ROH we went to in Jersey, right? And Jimmy Jacobs, I don't know if you know him, he was booking WWE for a while. He came out with these tights, right? And they had Kill on the back because he was like an emo gimmick, but it was in cursive writing, so it looked like it said Bill, right? And he wrestled TJ, I don't know what's his name. Man, I can't think of his name right now. But everyone's like, who's Bill? Who's Bill? So then the whole match, and they put on this great match too. And then it was like, Bill. And then like he took like this awesome suplex, right? And like, you killed Bill. And I was like, like how are they gonna explain this on commentary? The channel just chanting for Bill, but it did say kill, but it looked like Bill. I can't think of the guy that you ever see that video from ROH where the guy like powerbombs the guy out into the ring? That's who he wrestled. Can't think of his name right now. Jeez, he's actually an agent backstage for AEW. But that was funny that everyone chanted Bill for his tights.
We're gonna bypass Jeff because I know he has a good one, and I'm gonna give him a little more time here.
Oh, I got tons of
Yeah,
I
you got
got
it,
tons.
yeah.
And that's
of-
all we're gonna bypass because you're gonna have a few here. Dave, what do you got?
Probably one of my better stories was when Survivor Series was in Hershey, one of the few pay-per-views that are actually in our area. That
wow.
wasn't
And
a
a
major
big one, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't a major city.
When was that?
2005, 2006.
That sounds about
I
right.
was saying, 'cause I have I won-
downslope.
Before the pay-per-view came there, 2-102 was actually doing a giveaway, and I ended up winning a best of the Bloodbath DVD and the T-shirt for the
I
event.
have that.
And that was a good DVD.
Someone said in the chat too, that Money in the Bank is when Paul Heyman turned on
CM Punk, and
Yeah.
CM Punk's head was exploded because Heyman hit him actually with the ladder.
Nice.
Yep.
Thank
But,
you, Sam.
Like that time when was Morrison? It was
Sam-
Simonitis?
Yep.
Who's the
Oh,
other
he was
Eminem
there.
guy?
He's my buddy.
This is the
That's
event
what I'm
where Shane did the elbow drop off the Titantron onto
Oh,
Kane.
Tess. Okay.
Kane.
Oh,
But
yes.
before that was all said and done, like I'm just sitting in my seat, and I'm in the back level, like on the floor, second level, if you will. And I'm sitting on my seats, and I'm watching the pay-per-view, and there's nobody to our left. It's me, my mom, my dad, and my sister. So I got 2 seats to my left. I'm like, okay, they're empty seats. No, they didn't show up, whatever. And I'm watching the show, and nothing. It's all cool. Everything's going good. And all of a sudden, I just have the corner of my eye. I see 2 people sit down next to me. I'm like, they finally showed up, whatever. They're only 3 matches late. And a tag team match came on next, and it was the APA and I want to say it was the APA versus TNA. Like back when
Kiss and ass,
Yeah.
Albert and Test.
Yeah, I want to say that was
Stratus as the manager.
Yes. But I looked to my left at who's sitting there next to me. The match ended in a run-in because next to me was the New Age Outlaws.
Really?
Oh wow!
And I'm like,
You're too busy watching the match.
Yeah.
I did the triple take, and I'm like, you're Billy Gunn. He's like, how you doing, kid? I'm like, that's Billy Gunn, Road Dog. I'm just like starstruck at the moment. He's like,
no, that's
and
cool.
Road Dog reached over. He's like, how you doing? I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
And of course, none of us had a fucking camera.
Yeah.
Thanks,
2005.
guys.
Yeah. So I was at the when they did one of the first invasions with Raw and SmackDown with the women when Charlotte led the crowd in. And
Oh, I thought you meant invasion like WCW.
no, and Nia Jax missed the spear and went through the barricade. We were at that one.
Was that SmackDown 1000?
Yep.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yep.
That's a good one.
But that's not my favorite one. My favorite one is very recently when we all went to Raw. Everyone at this table was involved in some way or another.
SmackDown.
Someone was in. Everyone at the table was involved at some point. Andy was not there. But he was there in spirit.
Are we talking about the 205 Live or the dark
Yeah.
match?
The whole thing?
We sure
So-
chanted for
so-
Andy though when we were there.
King Kong Bundy just passed away, so he was getting his best five. Austin was with his buddies in the
rafters.
the rafters above us.
Yeah.
Austin
And
was up
Sam
there
was there.
freezing his ass off in the
So-
nosebleeds.
So
Yeah.
we kept looking up and seeing them, and then we finally noticed them, and he's like, "That's my boy, that's my boy." And then our truth came out, and he's going, "What's up?
And then
What's up?"
finally, I think it was Sam who actually noticed it, that like they were like, we realized what was going on. We started yelling, "What's up?" back down. And then-
Yeah.
You had gotten a haircut that day.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen you since, and I was just
Yeah.
like, man, it looks like somebody's hair. I'm like, what's up? Hey, Austin. And the guys behind me are like, that's not your son. I'm like, dude, that's my boy. I'm like, what?
The guys behind us
Austin.
loved
And he's
us.
like, yo, what's up? And we were just the whole
Yeah.
thing back and forth.
Yeah, we're done. What's up?
And the
What's
crowd
up?
was captivated behind us. They were
Your-
all like,
your dad got
"Who are
yelled
these
at for
people?"
recording a live television show too.
yeah, that was great.
She had to put your cameras away. He goes, "What about those person and that person and that person with the camera? Get those people over there."
I'm sorry, it's a live television show. The only match that probably shouldn't be recorded is the dark match.
Yeah, exactly.
So the show went on. It was okay. The seats were tough because people decided they were going to stand on their chairs the whole time, which was super
Until they
annoying.
got told.
Yeah, but it took them almost until the show was over for them to be told, which sucked because people had to stand up with their shitty camera phones and take video of something they can watch on
Watch
the
back
network
on TV.
on TV. Like, it's not like you're seeing a house show where no one's ever going to see that. Like, people,
Right.
you're like, "Oh my god, I took a video from my shitty camera phone, standing on my chair, blocking everyone and ruining their experience." That's just don't be that fan.
Yeah.
But then the dark, everything ends. Dark match. We sneak up.
205 Live first.
205 starts. We sneak up right behind the table.
We came down
Fourth
from
row.
up top.
Yeah, they came
Fourth
down.
row and fifth row.
We got Tornado Tag Podcast.
If you
on.
go back and watch 205 Live, you will see us behind
Yes.
the announce
Yeah.
table.
We
yes, I was still recording.
yes. You were taking a nap, I think, at that point.
That's very
I
possible.
think because
Um,
you kind of disappeared, and then we look back. You're in like 3 rows back.
Out. Yeah.
I was chilling with my friends, the friends that I met that
Yeah.
sat behind. They stayed the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
Just
guys
like-
made it down from the upper level down to the floor.
Because we saw a bunch of other people doing it. We saw that there was 2 ways you could go. One way that they were not letting people, and one way that they were, and we went that way.
Yeah. And then during
He's
the
my son. It's
Canellis,
natural. You can
yeah.
get anywhere.
during the Canellis match, we got an Andy Header
Yeah, how
chant
about
going.
that?
And a lot of people, a lot of the Outbreak guys were like, "So I was watching 205 Live, and I hear Andy Header being
Yeah.
chanted." And,
Against Colby Carino.
Man, if I
yeah.
would have had Colby's spot, that would have been awesome. Eh?
yeah. So then the dark match comes, and it's AJ Styles versus Randy Orton setting up for the WrestleMania match, and I'm like, wow, that's a really good dark match. That's excited. So I see something online a couple weeks before that or a month before that where Randy Orton was twerking in his driveway and his wife was videotaping him.
He's completely oblivious to it too. He's just going to town.
Yeah.
He turns those right. She's like, oh no.
Yeah, that's literally what he said in the video. He goes, "You son of a," and he chases her. So Randy comes out and he does this. He came out first, then AJ came out, and then the match is getting quiet. The crowd finally settles down. And I say,
they're doing their walk around.
They're doing their walk around, and Randy's kind of in our corner. And I say, Randy, let's see that twerk. And he looks over, and I'm just going, and I just start going, twerk, 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 twerk. And Randy Orton literally gets up on the turnbuckle, and he points right at me, and I'm screaming it. And he looks at me and goes, "You motherfucker!" And he jumps down, and AJ does the like, "You got to do it now." So Randy just gives a little shake.
He gives like the bump.
Yeah, he gives a little
Left cheek, right cheek.
little
Yeah. And
left
then
cheek, right cheek.
They go around again. AJ just walks back in the corner, props his arms up, is like, they still want you.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he gives like the one bump, and then
He does, and then I start chanting, "Your turn, AJ." So
Randy comes back.
So everyone's going, AJ, like your turn, AJ. So then Randy goes, "Now it's your turn," and AJ gives like a half twerk, and he's like,
AJ doesn't give a half twerk. He literally just bends over and just
Yeah,
kind of
he
like
just
flexes his ass cheeks.
yeah.
It was enough though.
Yeah, it was enough.
It was enough.
It was a twerk. I count it. And then we started chanting.
And now, no, it gets better because
Yeah.
now you start chanting Mike Chioda.
Yes.
So now they both prop their arms up on the turnbuckles and they both look at him as like, your turn.
Yeah, we already got two of them to break character. Now the ref's involved.
Yeah.
And Mike Chioda's like, no, I can't do it. I can't
So
do
the
that.
Mike Kyoto just does a
The
stone
chant
cold.
gets louder and louder and louder. He hits the turnbuckle, hits the stone cold. That's not what we wanted.
Yeah. And we're going twerk, twerk, and he goes, "No, wrestle now." And then they finally had their match. And during the whole match, see, going into that, I don't want to sound like a cliche, like I'm not a Randy Orton fan, but he never did it for me. But
Same here.
But seeing him in a house show, when he walked out and seen the arena was empty.
Yeah.
He was doing the
A lot of people take off after SmackDown.
He looked at his watch and he looked around and he was just like, "Really? No
Yeah.
one's here."
Yeah.
And then when he seen the crowd was engaged to it, he liked it. And then during the whole match, like he had AJ in the
See, the one thing
rope
people don't
turnbuckle.
understand is after SmackDown's over, everybody, for some reason, the average fan completely forgets there's another show after it.
I don't think
and
they
another
forget.
match
I
after
think they
that.
go home.
yeah. I think it's just
And you really can't blame them.
And the
So that's
205
a long
was,
night.
the 205
Yeah.
205 Live was a good show.
because
I
it was
think the last time
tournament.
I saw
was.
205 Live have a full crowd was right after WrestleMania.
No, they just had one where the main event was a fatal four-way. It was Lorcan, Carrillo, and Tozawa, and that like people were talking about.
And
that
they
one.
should put it should be before SmackDown. That's in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then being the dark match after that is
You
a
see,
bad
they'd
spot.
have to start
Yeah.
it at 7:00 though.
That's all right.
Yeah. So so AJ gets AJ's in the DDT with his feet on the ropes, and right before Randy slams it down, he looks over at us and
Does a little bump again.
twerked again. So like
Props to
It's
Randy
it's
Orton.
amazing when a
Props.
guy like him will acknowledge his fans.
so we were chanting.
We might have been
twerk.
heckling,
Yeah.
but we're fans.
Yeah, we were twerk, and then you started chanting overrate. I'm like, he just twerked for us, and you're like, you're right.
Yeah, due respect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Made me a fan of Randy Orton.
Another cool thing about that night too is we got to see Joe win his title.
Yeah.
And that was brought up as well in the chat.
the
That was
best.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And not to mention that bomb ass picture I got of Rey Mysterio hitting that springboard. I got Mysterio flying through the air,
Oh,
hitting that
yeah,
crossbody
that's
on Joe.
So I'm gonna go pee quick. While I'm telling that, I know you got some stuff in the chamber.
Go ahead.
Well,
Tell
as
your
far
story.
as like, is it greatest story or is it favorite live moment?
You have two of them that I
Yeah, you got two. You got two in the barrel. So shoot off the
So
first
you
one.
have one where you watch the debut, and you have one where they try to get you out of the arena, and then you have one where you went toe to toe with one of the best talkers in the business.
Oh yeah, the
Tell
one-
that story
You-
first.
whatever you want.
You
Tell,
can,
tell
no.
this one first.
No. You tell the one that you told me today that you were gonna tell. Because I think
my
that's
favorite moment.
Yeah, I
my
think that's
favorite
the-
moment.
yeah,
I mean,
that-
there's the one with Bob Backlund that I got to meet. You know, obviously my childhood hero. And I got to meet him with my son at the same time. And we got our picture taken with Bob Backlund. Had us both in a headlock, and they put her like on the front of a WWE magazine
tag
cover.
team
And
champions.
new tag team champs, and he signed it.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome. But my favorite actual live wrestling moment, without a doubt, is going to surprise some people because it's not a WWF, WWE show or NWA, WCW. it's an ECW moment. And the night that Shane Douglas won the Eastern Championship Wrestling Championship, which I guess was the NWA title with Dennis Caruso was
Yeah,
outside.
well, you got that. It was the old school NWA title.
And he took that title and he threw it down and proclaimed himself the new Extreme Championship Wrestling. And I'll never ever forget seeing Dennis Caruso. People were going nuts. You can tell that something was aloof, and it was a shoot. I mean,
they didn't smart him up anyway.
Yeah, it was a total shoot, and that actually started ECW.
Yeah.
What we know today is
And the
Extreme
fat man,
Championship
Dusty
Wrestling.
Rhodes. Yeah, and Ric Flair, and they can all.
That was surreal.
kiss
Just being.
my ass.
Yeah, it wasn't Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart in Montreal, but it was really close. I mean, it was pretty cool. No one knew what was coming, probably except Shane and Paul.
Yeah.
And Shane Douglas, most underrated wrestler of all time, probably at least one of them. Super nice guy when I met him.
Super nice guy when
Every
he shows
show-
up.
Every
Yeah,
show that I saw him at, met him at the ECW arena at the Bingo Hall, he was super nice. Always
I met
talked
him
to
in Hazleton at the church. Not Pete.
Yeah. It would have been true wrestling, HCW.
Yes. And he was a cool guy there, but he just has a knack for no showing
I've
everything.
heard since then.
Yeah.
I've heard.
He
that.
was like in ECW.
If it's
he was
not ECW related, he
Right.
kind of wants nothing
Yeah.
to do with it.
he was like Triple H in ECW before Triple H was Triple H.
All I'm going to say is, I will thank Shane Douglas the day I die, because the day he
Pittsburgh
no showed the Outbreak show
Yeah,
was the day I got to see Sandman live, and I was really
Okay.
happy about it.
they got a good replacement.
Yeah.
And then let's go with your big story.
With the Paul Heyman one.
Yes.
Okay, so
Paulie.
we went to me and my friends. We went to
Now,
and I-
real quick, hate to cut you off. Now, you just to kind of context, you lived in Philly at the time, so you got most of the. You've been on a lot of ECW shows.
yeah, the
At the arena.
94, 95 era for a couple years though. Me and my friends, we were practically at every show, and if my friends weren't able to go, I went by myself because I wasn't missing it.
Well, it was a Viking Hall then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? Or was it
Not
They
by
might have called-
94. By 94, I think it was
the arena?
it was the arena, I believe. Or the bingo hall by
Yeah.
then.
And that's why I'm glad Andy brought his. I told
Yeah.
him, I said, you got to bring your ECW championship.
And there's like a million, like I would need a week to go through some of the stories. One of them, this is real quick. I don't know if I remember if I told you this, guys. One of the shows that
we're
I was-
not rushing you. You got all night.
Yeah.
One of the shows that I was at, I think there was a cage match going on.
Oh yeah.
Lo and behold, I'm talking to this girl throughout the whole match, and she's talking to me like she's, just chilling, watching the match. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. There's this chick watching wrestling. She's completely into it. She would barely even turn. She was listening to what I said. She was talking, but she kept focusing on the match. Well, here all of a sudden she runs away from me, and I'm like, damn, I am that ugly. She runs in the ring, gets involved, and here was Francine standing right next to me, talking to me, and all of a sudden she's a new member of ECW.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
It was very, very cool.
So did you tell your Paul Heyman one yet?
No, I haven't told my Paul.
Do the
Heyman
Paul
one.
Heyman one.
There's a lot of them, but
Do whatever,
Paul
whatever
Heyman.
one you like. You know.
ladies and gentlemen, you know who I mean, Paul Heyman, the advocate to Brock Lesnar,
Paulie.
the reigning, defending.
We seen
Soon to
him.
be,
We seen him.
Mr.
I got to see him live at Wilkes-Barre too. I was really happy about it. That's when Joe choked him out.
That was all. They should have put the belt on Joe after that.
They
Yeah,
really
dropped the
should,
ball with that.
yeah.
He's the one believable guy that could
beat
beat
Brock.
Lesnar, and people would be like, "Okay, I believe
They
it.
had
It's
that one
believable."
match that was pretty good.
It was awesome.
It was just the wrong outcome.
Yeah.
So, I would follow. Backstory: I would follow everywhere that ECW went. We would go, whether it be the Bingo Hall, some of the Chamonix School, the
Flagstaff.
gymnasium, Flagstaff. There were some strip clubs that they had rented out that we would go see them there. And freaking Taz, he was grabbing the glasses that are hanging up in this bar and just throwing them across the building, breaking, smashing glass for real. All over. He was crazy.
Fuck these glasses.
He was crazy, but I was the one guy. I was the one anti-ECW fan way back, and where the ECW crowd was anti everything WWE,
Yeah.
and whatever they, they had their own niche. Well, I thought, they need someone to counter them. So I was the one guy that would, every time that they cheered for something, I would do it. Every time they booed for something, I would cheer it. Case in point, there was a tag team match with, I think, Terry Funk and Cactus Jack against.
Public Enemy.
I don't think it was Public Enemy, but in the match, Cactus Jack turned on Terry Funk, and everyone in that place was booing Cactus Jack. And I'm like, when they all shut up, I'm like, why the hell are you cheering for this guy 1 second and now you're booing him? How dare you? Anyway, Paul Heyman, everywhere he went, and I was there, every time the crowd was done saying, thank you, Paul, or doing one of these, or Paul Lee, or 911, 911. Well, I'd be the guy that'd be going, 911, or Paulie sucks. Paulie sucks. Everyone's like, my friend Larry, you met Larry. They'd be like, dude, there's something wrong with your friend. Which, I mean, is true, but, you know, so we would go from show to show. And finally, after about probably 8 to 10 shows, and I would do this throughout the show, not just when Paul Heyman would come down, whether it was with Taz or Tommy or Tommy Dreamer or Taz, but, you know, even throughout the rest of the show, I would just be like, when the crowd was quiet and I had enough, I'd be like, you still suck. And everywhere he went, there was me yelling that Paulie sucks. I was the anti. I started actually to develop a fan base at that time. There was a few people here and there like, this guy's got something. One time when we were there was a guy climbing, off topic but not, it builds my character. This guy's up changing a light bulb on one of the light posts inside the arena. And sorry, a little thirsty. And
Want a sip?
no thanks.
Wet the whistle.
Thank you. That's good one.
Porch rocker.
Wow, that's really good. So this guy's climbing up and everyone's like, jump, the whole crowd. I'm like, there's something, you know, everyone comes up and says there's something wrong with me. It's like, these crowds is jumping. This guy's doing his job. He's probably got kids at home. They're yelling, jump. So when they're all done, I was like, I waited till it was picture as quiet as could be. And I start chanting by myself at the top of my lungs, fall. Anyway, so there was a show.
Wouldn't you also say that somebody was a cross-dresser?
Oh yeah, and this is way before I even know this guy. This guy's awesome. I mean, but yeah, Joey Styles was one of the guys that everyone knows. Joey. Oh my god. Anyway, and he used to hang out on top of the Eagle's Nest, and every time I wasn't yelling at Paul Heyman, everyone else was everyone loved Joey, including myself.
I don't think anyone ever.
And he's one of the best announcers ever. Yeah. He's really, really good. He's up in the SM one time, and I start going, Joey Styles is a cross-dresser. And he's looking, and I'm like, look no further. I'm waving like, you can look right here. I'm the one that said it. Meanwhile, earlier in the show, Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner, I think, had made their debut, and I was about 5 rows behind Scott Steiner in the corner where they were, him and Rick, and every once in a while, when the crowd was quiet, of course, there's me going, steroids kill. And Scott Steiner would turn around. And so would I. I'd look around. Where did that come from?
Who's that guy?
So they never see my face, for one. And it looked like I was just trying to find out who said it, too. But when Joey Styles, when I yelled he was a cross-dresser, I'm like, yep, right here. That's me. I'll take full credit. Anyway, we ended up, we went to a show, me and a couple of my friends. We probably did some shenanigans before the show even started, which I'm not even sure if I told you when I really told you the story.
No.
I'll tell you off camera, especially with Junior here. But Junior knows it. I've already told Austin a million times. So, and I have this on tape, which we will watch. Paul Heyman comes to the ring, and it's a match with Taz, and we're talking baby Taz when he was still, I think, the Tasmanian Devil. Wow. They were calling him.
His hair.
And a very young Stevie Richards, who I was a big fan of. I love Stevie Richards from day one. So, and we're in the gymnasium at the junior middle school in Bensalem, PA, or the Chamonix, PA, my old stomping grounds. I grew up in Bucks County. Paulie gets in the ring, and when the match is over, I get out of my bleaching seat where I was sitting on the the gymnasium bleachers and make my way down right behind the barrier, about 3 rows behind the barrier, center. And all the police officers that are normally at the bingo hall that we would see, all the same crew, were doing the security that day. So they probably have all seen me before. So anyway,
At
Paul
least heard
Heyman
you
gets in the
before.
ring, and every single fan in that, and there's probably maybe 400 or 500 people. They were all cheering for Paul. So, so I waited for the crowd to be quiet, and I'm like, "Hey, Paul, you still suck." And he's like, he looks at me, and I'm like, "I said you suck." And he looks at me. He goes, "Give me the mic." He grabs the mic, and he goes, "You know what, Dick Nose? I've had enough of you." He goes, "I might suck, but it was your mom who taught me how." Taz is sitting there laughing. And I love it. And I don't have a mic. It's just me by myself. My friends kind of smartly state that. I look at him and I'm like, "My mom may suck, but it was your dad who taught my mom how to." So the crowd's like, and this random guy who I still to this day don't even know comes up. He taps me on the shoulder, so I go like this. Meanwhile, Taz, they're begging me to come in the ring. Paul Heyman's got his foot on the rope, and he's holding it up. And I'm like, "Bring it, bitch. You're like, I'm not afraid of you." And Taz is like, "Come into the ring." He's like, "Lift your shirt up." And I lift my shirt up, and I start doing the Hogan pose like this. And this dude taps me on the shoulder, and I go like this. And he goes, "Dude, that was a good one." I'm like, "Thanks." I got right back into it. Like, I didn't miss a beat. And he goes, "Okay, okay." Meanwhile, the crowd is chanting, "Kick his ass, kick his." Everyone in the arena, probably even my friend, "Kick his ass, kick his ass." So what do I do when they quiet down? And I wait. I'm patient. You know, the blood's, you know, the breath, the pressure. You know how when you get you're just like you're in the moment. So as soon as they stopped, I started going, "Kick my ass, kick my ass." No matter what anyone said on the mic that day, no matter what anyone said to the crowd that day, I had my B+ game, and I was one step ahead of them. So anyway, when it finally ended, Paul Heyman, they're walking to the back, and I was like, "Hey, Paul, all in good fun, right?" And he just kept walking and walking, and Taz turned around, he starts laughing. So I go back, and I walk up to the cop who was he was a little shorter, he was stocky, he had like a big head and like no neck, and he was at
So it was Taz?
Yeah.
no, it wasn't Taz,
Probably
but it could have been his dad.
It was
Probably.
probably Taz's brother.
But he was one of the guys that probably had seen me do the Paul Heyman sucks thing, you know, at the bingo hall every 2 weeks or whenever it was. And I went up to him and I went, "Hey, buddy," and he came right over to me. And earlier, I mean, literally, I had one of my feet over the guardrail, and you know, he was kind of standing there. He's not even looking at me; he's just standing right there. And 2 other, you know, cops were there too. And I went up to him, like, "Come here." He goes, I said, "Can you do me a favor?" He goes, "What's that?" I said, "Can you walk me to my car after the show?"
And
But I do have that on tape, and the end of that storyline is one of the last shows that I ever went to before I met my wife. One of the last shows that I had gone to, I was sitting in a different seat. It was a different time. There was new wrestlers coming in. I think probably late '95, early '96 was coming in. A bunch of new guys were coming in. There was a little bit of a change in the crowd as well. And the seats that me and my friends got, we never sat where we were before. It didn't matter though, because the Paul Heyman sucks thing was still very alive. He was in the ring, maybe I'm trying to think, maybe the Pitbulls he was in the ring with. I can't remember. And I started. Actually, it was earlier in the show when I was giving him shit, but I was done. I knew the end was coming, as you know, for me, as far as
You had matured.
because I was moving. I was
Yeah.
probably moving. I was getting in a relationship, and some jerk in like the second row in the section that I was sitting, second row from the ring, starts chanting, "You suck, Paul. You suck." Paul Heyman grabs the microphone and he goes, "Listen, asshole." He goes, "That guy back there, he can say that I suck, but you, on the other hand." So I got credit, and he finally gave me my 5 seconds of credit. Like, he acknowledged me, and he ripped that dude a new asshole. And we became friends.
Paul's amazing.
Yeah,
But
good stuff.
That's gonna wrap up our favorite events. I'm sure we have a bunch more. We are getting to the hour 47 mark. I know we started a lot later tonight. I thought the show was over, guys.
Yeah.
But the laptop was not working and it kept crashing. I was so scared.
She hung in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's not hot.
Just don't run a bunch of stuff at once.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to see what happened when I made the video for the box for Flatline, and for some reason it didn't render the audio. So I had to redo it, and it was literally at 99% right before I was about to go on live, and then I think the last rendering it just fucking spiked it.
It's too much.
But we're gonna do some plugs. Austin, I know we'll start with you.
No rain checks this Sunday at the Crimson House from 1 to 4. Come see us play an
Oh.
acoustic set.
Ooh,
yeah.
in the afternoon. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring your money.
What's that?
Bring your money.
Yeah, if you want to eat.
I'll be at the Hot Rod.
Okay, but yeah, we have a bunch of other shows coming up. We have a bunch of other shows in the works. But yeah, no rain checks. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And
Talk this way.
oh yeah, that's right.
Who are you looking at? Are you looking at the camera?
Yeah, I was looking on the camera.
He's playing in the camera.
I'm acknowledging.
Yo, just because the hard cam's that way doesn't mean you got to play in the hard.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, come check us out then, and then the following Sunday at Conversation Cafe, and then we have a bunch of shows at Strikers coming up.
Wow, that's
Nice.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Their
we
band's cool. You got to see them.
yeah, and then we have another show in the work, and I think it's going to be all ages,
Nice.
and we're hoping we could get that one in. And yeah, that's what I got.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Got
Awesome.
more, yeah.
Andy, what do you got?
PPW Saturday at Hazleton
Against
Holy Family
Butter.
Academy. Yeah, against the guy named Butter. Montequilla. So
Is he smooth?
I don't know.
He's very
like
He's
butter.
very smooth.
I don't know. I'm learning some Spanish shit. So
You gonna break out your lucha libre skills?
yes,
Ooh.
I'm wondering like
You should wear a mask.
What does he know? I'm sorry, I don't know. I haven't really watched him.
Could we see the
Sorry.
return of the header Conrada?
Off the top rope. I do that all the
Are
time.
you gonna
actually.
get a C chat?
No. I do that at the Frankenstein off the top rope and the step up run, and then people can take the step up run.
Yeah.
So yeah, Holy Family Academy.
Nice.
What was it? $15? I think front row's
We'll be
20.
there.
Come see this guy. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Summer Rae,
Awesome.
TJ Perkins, and somebody else too.
Mercedes Martinez.
Oh yeah, she's defending the women's title against
Alex
Try
Brooks.
to be there.
against right, yeah, because Christine.
And then
Mercedes
I
did.
believe it is the tag team.
Yeah, the gauntlet. There's
The
a
gauntlet.
big, or not a gauntlet, a
Battle Royal.
Rumble. Yeah, battle royal with tag teams. I wonder. I would assume when one guy gets eliminated, they both get eliminated.
Yeah.
No.
There's like 10
no.
people in that, or 10 teams.
If one person gets eliminated, the other guy still has a shot.
Oh really?
Oh, that's
wow.
that's a cool rule.
That's gonna be a lot of mass. In that
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. What do you got? I know, kind of have an idea what you're gonna plug.
I'm not going to plug Farlow's, the greatest hoagies in the world, but
Oh,
everyone
my
knows
God.
that.
What's the
come,
special?
Come see my son. I mean, he's going to be jamming with his band this
Yeah.
Sunday.
They're a good time.
While you have a second, what's the special for tomorrow?
And what's the address?
Everything is special tomorrow. But breaking news, little tidbit. First guys that know this, we are thinking about doing a second customer appreciation day.
Nice.
Details to come.
Mic drop.
If you ever want to make an interviews with everyday people or tornado tag podcast sandwich, that'd be cool.
You know what? Maybe we could do something where people start pressing like or
Tornado
or
tag.
subscribing or whatnot.
the tornado
Maybe we-
tag witch.
Maybe we could hook up them up with a discount on a hoagie or something.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, come in and say I heard this from the podcast.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
something cool like that. Yeah, awesome. So check out Farlow's in Pottsville. What do you
Support
got?
local business.
Yeah. What do you got?
Saturday after PPW, I believe we may be attending the Buckhorn in St. Clair for karaoke night.
Yeah.
DJ Mikey bringing the karaoke night back to the Buckhorn. Stop in, see the brand new sign, get yourself a nice cold drink.
the brand new sign. Hey, it is the first time they got a sign in 40, 50 years.
Hey, it's only the 30th anniversary of the owner's own, and it's only coming up next month. Okay?
Wow.
Some guy tried to fight me there when I was there last time.
But yeah, karaoke night with Mikey's good. If you come in, he has it set up to where you can do almost any song you want.
Oh, wow.
So his stuff is good. Like
I'm gonna do tequila.
yes.
Tequila.
Then, oh wait, no.
It just
Oh,
didn't.
yeah. I had to think. I was like, tequila. There's a corporate con. Never mind.
Yeah, so we
Why
got
do I see?
as soon as we get done here, I'm gonna quick do that render again. So if you're into the band Flatline, their box episode is gonna air, let's say an hour after I go off air today. And then we're going to have the interview air Friday, which is tomorrow at 12 p.m. So you guys watch the full interview of Flatline.
Sweet.
It was so off the rails, but it was a really fun time. We had a really good time. Really, it was hilarious. Go see Flatline as well Sunday for the Casona area. It's Flatline, Apollo 88, and
Look alive.
Look Alive, and then Big like John something. I forget but it's like 4 acts.
Big John Studd.
Big John Stunn's
Big
going to
John
be there.
Studd.
That's going to be at the Hot Rod. I believe that starts at 1 as well.
1 to 6 or 1 to 4.
1 to
Which
6.
I still call Dodge City.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave Persona and shoot straight over and watch some Stomping Grounds.
Oh my!
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So
It's a pay-per-view I don't. have
Somebody
to see.
remind me, please. 'cause I'm
and
gonna
then
forget.
Monday is an interview with Cody Wiley. So and then that'll air the first Friday of the month next then. So
I hope he gets a doctorate so he becomes Dr. Wiley. Not he's a
Dr.
Mega
Wiley.
Man bad guy.
Will Farlow's be catering this event on Sunday?
No.
Stomping grounds?
Yes, we'll be catering it with
I
pizza.
thought you meant his show.
No,
I'm like,
no.
where are you watching Stomping Grounds?
I wasn't gonna watch it at all. Actually,
Well, can you make your first
I really
appearance?
don't want to watch it, to be honest. With you.
Make
You
your
can still
first.
come
Be
over and
surprised.
make
It's
an
going to be one of
appearance.
those pay-per-views that no one wants to see.
gonna-
It's going
yeah.
to surprise
Diamond
people.
in the
I have
rough.
a feeling.
You should make your appearance and hang out with us.
Maybe because I wasn't planning on watching it.
I've asked
I
you
was
like
gonna wait-
75 times to come over.
Yeah. I was gonna
Right?
wait till it was over and then just watch highlights.
Yeah. Well, if you want to come hang out, we're there, and you can meet Romy in this and the
Romy from Romy and Michelle's high school.
Yes,
reunion.
Yeah.
I came up with that one. Things that weren't cool in high school.
By the way, I finally found a way to fix your cat from being a dick.
I don't think there is a fixing.
Actually,
I got a laser pointer.
no. Actually, the only person I've ever seen tame those cats was your friend that came to visit.
Larry.
He literally just walked up to the cat and he just put his fist like right up like right by it, and the cat just like bit his fist. But once he didn't move, the cat didn't want to hurt him, and then realized like, oh, he's not gonna do that thing where you're like a little pussy and run away when I nip at you.
Yeah.
And he just stayed there, and then the cat was just like, all right, you've earned your respect to pet me.
Yeah.
I'm not balls enough to do it.
I usually just put my head up to one of them and they'll like headbutt me back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is that Austin's mom commenting in the bottom?
It's no.
K Marty.
K Marty. Oh no, I think that's my friend Jake.
Oh.
My one friend Jake McHugh.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
all right.
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
It's a Philly boy.
Philly
Yeah.
boy.
All right.
Podcast is spreading.
Nice. We're in Philly. I still hate all your sports teams, but I like you.
Now wait a
Go to
second.
hell.
Week 1, Redskins, baby. Woo!
2-14.
No, they're gonna go
At the most.
I have nothing to say.
We actually
They'll beat the Giants.
we actually might start another podcast
A Philadelphia podcast.
all about the we might do a football season one.
Oh.
We're just gonna go for just for the regular season. We're gonna start it, before preseason week 1. We're gonna
Okay.
we'll do like a pick'em where we'll do pick'ems. We'll talk about the games. We're mostly honestly gonna probably just focus on NFC East because most of the fans on it are gonna be myself.
Welcome
Eagle
to
fan.
fantasy football. Now, oh wait, we can't call it that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have a name in mind? For
We
it?
don't, but I talked to some people that may be interested. It may be because we have a free spot on Tuesday. It might
Okay.
be a Tuesday show.
Can't
So-
wait for the XFL one to start up.
Oh god, the
Yeah.
XFL.
XFL predictions.
Yeah,
Really
so
fun.
Can we call it 10-8 round?
The extra fun league.
10-8 round is officially not in my possession anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even on the page anymore.
Really?
I went to go look at it and I got removed.
Oh.
Yeah, but I wish them the best.
Are they putting out episodes?
Not yet. No, they're still working on it. They get a lot of
Hey,
production.
What about this?
I wish them the best. I hope it
Yeah.
works out. MMA is always fun. If you want to watch MMA or boxing, they're going to cover you there. So check. They actually have their own YouTube channel now. So 10-8 round won't be here. It'll be on their own YouTube channel. Help them out with subscribers. Just search 10-8 round podcast, and that'll be it. So if you're interested,
9-8 round.
yeah, if you're interested, no, I let them keep the name, so they still have 10-8. If you're interested in the fantasy football one and you have some ideas for some names or if something you think would be cool, let us know about it.
There
Put it
you
in the
go.
comments, and we'll see if we get enough people. Maybe we'll start it up. It'll just be for a regular season, and
Sweet.
once the season's over, we're done. And then we'll come back maybe next season and do it. But
Come
gonna be a lot
back
of
for
fun.
XFL.
we'll come back for the XFL.
You know,
Yeah,
if we're doing a football show, we have to get a fantasy league going.
I
might.
agree. I agree. I was thinking
maybe
the
we'll
same
get like
thing.
I could join in.
we'll get a
Yeah, I can
podcast
do it.
fantasy, and we'll talk a
The
little
only
bit
time
about.
Austin will be on time is for the fantasy league.
I see. I'm not a football guy, but I would call in for that. But this guy, as well as he is wrestling,
Really?
is at fantasy football. So
Yeah.
you might have to watch
Well,
out.
I mean,
for
and
that.
if you don't have to be on the show weekly
Right.
to be in the league.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
have,
and I don't-
anyone can join the league.
And I don't
anyone-
have to be on this.
Yeah,
weekly
maybe
to
we'll-
still
maybe
be
we'll
your
do-
reigning, defending predictions
Right.
champion.
You're looking at a free time,
You could-
free time. Free time.
Easy
Sorry.
Fantasy
Records
football.
had a scratch at it.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's gonna do it. Very big crowd tonight. Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much. We had
cool.
about 6 viewers the whole time. We got
Tell your friends.
3 thumbs up. Spread the word. Tell them we're here. This is every Thursday night. And also hit that subscribe button, share the word, and go follow us on Facebook. And there's a lot of cool stuff there. Tornado Tag Podcast. Thank you guys so much. That's gonna wrap it up. Oh,
No, I think you should probably-
ECW
I should
Championship. Andy brings one every week. So, and also we're on Instagram.
What
So
could be
check out.
better
Yeah.
than Andy Header?
That's right.
What could be better than
Ain't nobody
Andy Header?
better.
Ain't nobody better than Andy Header.
There you go.
Check us out on Instagram too. We do a lot.
That's
We'll
true.
take a lot of pictures of our shirts that we're wearing, our merchandise, or cool stuff like the title, and you can follow us on Instagram.
Come hang out with us
That's right.
Saturday PPW in the Tornado Crew section.
Yeah, come hang out with us this Saturday, Tornado Tag. At PPW, we're gonna have a really good time. And then in September, I'll be there because Enzo Amore will be there. How you doing?
How you doing?